up, Woodward? We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid hot.
Fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener!
Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
What up, though, people? Welcome to Wake Up Woodward. And you know what? Soon, you know what? The lights will be on with us, but goodness gracious, no victory shades on today for those Red Wings. It's your boy Brandon Day, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential business reporter and writer for the network. We got Flannel Sam, vet of the squad, all sports knower, and Red Wings correspondent. What up, though, brother? I can see the look already. Goodness gracious, bro. They don't get it done. The Red Wings, they lose again.
No, they're headed in the wrong direction. They are officially on the outside looking in when it comes to the wild card race if the playoffs were to start today. But, we're going to get into that. But we also going to TLB afterwards. And we got Rod Beard on, so hopefully that'll make me feel better.
Yes, shout out to the legend, Detroit News, Rod Beard. He is the sports editor-in-chief at the Detroit News. And you know what, man, we'll definitely kick things off with the cast and crew. Just quickly, we got, you guys already know the elite booth. We got KG in the sound booth, Detroit's #1 draft pick.
What up?
Hey, Woodward Sports MVP, JBSmooovv in the TD booth.
Yo, what's up?
Cavassier Chase is in the building. What up, though, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Chilling. And my guy, what up, though, Travis, man? Look, we're going to
Big
get
Trav.
you on camera at some
Big
point in
Trav.
time, but we got Trav in the building of the famed Woodward Sports social media team. That's been called out of time or two by Flannel.
No, we'll definitely get him a stick bike for the Lions talk because Trav knows
Absolutely.
ball.
He knows ball. But you know what? Let's get into this Red Wing stuff, man. I am very, very intrigued by you and Cavassier Chase, what you guys have to say about this Red Wings team, and if there's any hope that you can instill for these Detroit Red Wings fans.
I mean, I guess the hope, I'll start that off, is that they play Utah at home on Thursday. And that is, I think at this point, it's a must win. But we can't talk about that yet until we break down what happened last night. And the Red Wings, they lost 2-1 to the Carolina Hurricanes, a game that I think the score made it look closer than it actually was. In reality, it looked like to me that the Red Wings really didn't belong on the same ice as the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes, especially with the injuries to Andrew Kopp and Michael Rasmussen at this point, the Carolina Hurricanes are just not a good matchup for the Wings because the Hurricanes will choke you to death at every single line, all the way from the first one, which got augmented even more by signing Mikko Rantanen, to the fourth one, which includes guys like Roslovic and Eric Robinson, which is insane considering the Red Wings' fourth line ain't that. I will just say that. But they're the type of team. They skate hard, they play hard, they grind. They get everything out of the talent that they have. And what also didn't help the Red Wings out is that their backup goaltender stood on his head as well. So the score made it look like it was a close game. The score made it look like the Red Wings played well. But in reality, it never seemed like they were in the game basically from the beginning on. I mean, the first period was all right, but the second period, that was pretty much the death nail. And I'm definitely concerned about the Red Wings in terms of making the playoffs. If the Carolina Hurricanes are a measuring stick, the Red Wings did not measure up. But as I said before, I think they are a uniquely bad matchup to a depleted, in terms of depth-wise, Red Wings team.
Man, is the sky falling, Cavassier Chase?
I mean, I don't think the sky is falling. We talked about how hard this second half of the season was going to be, and I do agree that the Hurricanes can be a good measuring stick for the Red Wings, but not necessarily as maybe the playoff barometer, but how competitive this team can be in the playoffs. Obviously, with the injuries to our forwards, dealing with some there, but I'm more concerned about our defense than I am with the injuries in our forward depth. I think we have a lot of good players in there, but the back end goaltending, that's something we've kind of been highlighting all year. Cam Talbot and Alex Lyon have played really well all year, but we're kind of seeing a little bit more of like a regression to the mean, more they've been playing a little bit above like their career averages, and you're kind of seeing them get back to like that, more or less standard that they've been playing at for their career. So, which isn't bad, but it's just with the combination of the injuries and the forwards and the defense just being not fully there in front of them, it's just we're kind of seeing a combination of different things factoring into this little 3-game skid. I mean, we're 5-5 in our last 5. Hopefully Utah turns it around for us. But trade deadline's Friday as well. We see if maybe there's a move made. I'm not pressing for anything. I don't think the sky's falling. I think it's just it's just a tough stretch of hockey, and we've run into some hot goaltenders too. Like Saturday in Columbus, Elvis Merzlikins played insane.
Fucking hell, dude.
Sorry. I think it's kind of,
I appreciate the passion. You got to understand. I like and because the fans are feeling the exact same way. Everybody wants Red Wings playoff hockey. Everybody, from the casuals to the diehard to the people that cover this thing on a day-to-day basis. And so, trust me, I appreciate when I hear and I can experience that type of passion, as well as the way that you guys are able to break it down by keeping it in this vacuum, in this window for what it means, but also being able to keep at least in front of us what's in front of the Red Wings and being able to aptly break that down.
And I'm glad that you mentioned it, Chase, because we can go back to the home and home, which included the Stadium Series against Columbus as well. You're right. The Columbus Blue Jackets this season, Elvis Merzlikins and Daniil Tarasov, have both been bad all season long. Both of them have save percentages under 900. But of course, against the Wings, both of them stand on their head. In those 2 games against the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Red Wings outshot the Blue Jackets a combined 77-50, and they got outscored 10-5. That's the type of stuff that makes me want to pull my hair out. And I understand running into hot goaltenders, because I think in the Stadium Series game, the Red Wings actually outplayed Columbus. But that also highlights the fact that Cam Talbot was morbid against Columbus. He was absolutely awful. An .837 save percentage, was letting in some soft ones as well. And what did I say before on the 7-game winning streaks, on both the 7-game winning streaks, especially the last one? Cam Talbot was hotter than the surface of the sun. And right now, he is as cold as Antarctica. It just is what it is. But at this stage in Cam Talbot's career, and even largely throughout his career, even in his prime, that's what Cam Talbot is. He's fine, but is he a number 1, especially at this stage? Absolutely not. And it might end up costing him. Who knows?
Goodness gracious. And, obviously with that road ahead, what's the optimism level for you, and what's that outlook?
Well, here's what scares me a little bit. I don't know if I've mentioned this as much on this show, but I certainly have on Woodward Wings. Check us out if you're a YouTube member,
support!
By the way. Shameless plug right there.
Woodward Hockey, too.
Yes, Woodward Hockey as well. I have been very, very concerned about one team in particular making a run at the end of the season, and that is the New York Rangers. Because the New York Rangers are an incredibly talented team that have just happened to have a lot of their good players, like Zibanejad, like Trocheck, like Chris Kreider, and even their goaltenders, Shesterkin and Quick. They all haven't played up to their capabilities so far this season. However, in the last 6 games, Mika Zibanejad, 7 points. Uh-oh. In their last 6 games, JT Miller, who they just traded for, 10 points. Uh-oh. In the last 2 games, the Rangers have had a Jonathan Quick shutout and an Igor Shesterkin shutout. Uh-oh. And the other team that they are chasing, Columbus, just beat them back-to-back. Uh-oh.
The only thing about the Rangers, the only thing about the Rangers that I think you can kind of highlight is the JT Miller. I think he's kind of sparking that whole team. He's got a little bit more of an attitude. I think the Rangers get called Charmin soft quite often.
They do,
and he's definitely got a little bit of grit. I mean, I think the reason he's no longer in Vancouver is because he was in Elias Pettersson's ear, and he's a little soft himself and didn't quite like the tough love, more or less.
But for the Rangers, he's really sparking them, and he's been playing excellently for them. And I just think the Rangers are one of those teams that is just too talented not to make the playoffs. I know that they had some pitfalls. I know that Jacob Trouba didn't work out. They shipped him off at the beginning of the season. Thanks, Trouba, for not accepting the trade in the offseason to the Red Wings, by the way. Anywho, I tend to agree with Chase, though, and with his take earlier about the Red Wings and their defense, especially besides for their top two pairings, but specifically when it comes to depth. Gustafsson ain't it, Hull ain't it, Petrie's hurt. I think if you're looking at a potential move that they could make by Friday, maybe a depth defenseman, or even a guy like I'll just mention a couple names right now. And by the way, if you want a fuller breakdown on that, watch Woodward Wings, which me and Justin broke it down yesterday. A guy like Radko Gudas, a guy like Connor Murphy, a guy like Alec Martinez. Those are the type of names I'm looking for when it comes to the Red Wings. And when you look at a guy even like Radko Gudas, who isn't a rental, he's signed this year and next year, and Connor Murphy as well is signed this year and next year. Those are two guys who are top 20 in the NHL in block shots. You might even be able to slide them on the first line and put Sherratt at the third line. I'd say Alec Martinez at this stage in his career probably goes to the third line, but he would be an enormous upgrade over what they have right now. So I'm looking at those as potential defensive moves, which I think could propel the Red Wings into the playoffs, because I personally think right now, if they don't make a move, that the Red Wings will finish on the outside looking in.
I was talking with Justin in the offseason. I wanted the Red Wings to sign Alec Martinez as a free agent. I really like him. He's got like 3 Stanley Cups, so he's got the pedigree, but also what really like just won me over with him is when he was on the Vegas Golden Knights, and he broke his leg, continued to play, and then when they lost in the conference finals, he still ended up leading the playoffs in block shots. Like, it might end up being passed, but through like Game 4, Game 5 of the Stanley Cup, he was still leading the league in block shots with his broken leg.
Alec Martinez is a pit bull. He is just a one of those defensemen that
from Rochester Hills too.
From Rochester Hills as well, and this is the type of stuff that you. And these are the type of terms that are endearing when it comes to defensemen, just nasty and tough. And I know that he's a little long in the tooth. I know that he's had some injuries this season, but I don't think it would take that much to get him, considering he's a rental, he's cheap, and Gustafsson and Hull are just not it. They are going to cost you.
I think Martinez signed 2 years, $8 million.
Is he?
So I think he's under term next year too.
I thought he was a free agent going into next year, but we can fact check that. Either way, I am cool with something like that. I would also be down for certain moves when it comes to a center to maybe play the second line or add some depth and later lines. I brought up a couple names yesterday on Woodward Wings, Ryan Donato from the Blackhawks and Nico Sturm from the San Jose Sharks. And if you haven't heard of Nico Sturm, you're probably not alone. He's a third line center for the Sharks, but one thing he does, he has a particular set of skills just like Liam Neeson. He leads the whole bleeping NHL in face-off win percentage, which is insane considering he's Nico Sturm, but you lose that with Andrew Kopp, and unlike Michael Rasmussen, Andrew Kopp will not be back this year at any point in time. So, last night sucked, and hopefully they bounce back against Utah, because if they don't, if the Red Wings don't bounce back against Utah, I am really going to be singing in an even more somber tone on Friday, because like Chase said, the sky is certainly not falling. This is a tough stretch. Carolina is a brutal matchup for the Red Wings right now. They actually did outplay Columbus and the Stadium Series. It's just their goaltender who blows stood on his head. Let's see if the Red Wings at least win the games that they're supposed to down the stretch, because that alone, I think, could propel them into the playoffs. Even though, unfortunately, there's not too many games that they're supposed to win, but you got to win every single one of them.
Definitely. And you know what? You broke it down well. And for more in-depth coverage, I'm telling you guys, you want to tap in with both Woodward Wings and Woodward Hockey. Woodward Wings is going to be more or less a dedicated podcast. Woodward Hockey is going to be a collection of all of the different Woodward takes on hockey, from all the different hockey takes from across Woodward sports, all in one place for you all. There is also Woodward basketball and Woodward baseball in addition. So like I said, go on ahead and subscribe to Woodward Hockey. Soon there's going to be a channel for Woodward Wings as well.
Yes, and our research department, a.k.a. Chase GPT, just confirmed that Alec Martinez is a 1 year. He would be a rental if they got him, which is great considering it means that he will cost less. But Alec Martinez, bring him home. Literally bring him home. We say that about everybody who want to come to Detroit, but bring him actually home.
Hey, you know what? We got a little bit of TLB on the menu, huh?
Yes.
What does that mean, 1KG? For the uninitiated.
Talk Lions, bitch.
Word to our brother, Matt, brother.
Cannot wait to talk about that. Just as a quick preview, a certain superstar running back just signed a big deal, especially for a running back. What does that mean for our superstar running back? And some odds just came out in terms of our said superstar running back winning Offensive Player of the Year next year. I feel like
gets me a little fired up.
I love it because as much as we appreciate this guy, and you guys know who I'm talking about, I almost think that we don't talk about him enough. But today we're changing that.
Let's rock, man. Hey, let's say what up, though, to some friends before we get into this TLB. Who you want to say what up, though, to JBSmooovv?
We can do Feldman.
All right, let's do Feldman because Feldman deserves all of our love and attention. We'll do it twice. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Make sure that you guys get out to Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. I'm telling you guys, get out there. They got some new incentives for you all that are going on right now, and you want to be a part of it. I think some of these deals, they end on Monday, so you want to jump on top of these deals right away. Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Do yourself a favor, scan that QR code on screen, use code word Woodward1000. You can deposit up to $1,000 into your account, but all you have to do is place a minimum of a $20 bet, and if it doesn't hit, they'll throw it right back into your account. Hey, if you bet on the Red Wings last night and they lost, guess what? That 20 goes right back into your account. I'm telling you, no questions asked. Caesar Sportsbook, the best sportsbook around. Scan that QR code, use code word Woodward1000, and make some money today.
Hey, make some money. Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward, and we appreciate you, chat family, for choosing to kick off today with the WUW Crew. As always, y'all are the most important part of this thing, so go on ahead, smash that like button. Let's run it up. And JBSmooovv, we got the Get the WUW Crew to Las Vegas thing going on, man. You want to talk about that just briefly before we get into this TLB?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Look, remember all the super chats that you send in, they will all get read off on live air. And everything that you send in goes to us making our way to the Summer League as well, too. And like I said, once we hit our goals, our daily goals, we'll start giving away some merch, some free giveaway. And I actually have something up on the screen where flannel is right now. From my personal collection, we got the Golden Tate signed photo, and also the card fell down as well too. But Brandon Marshall signed autograph card as well too. It actually fell down off of the picture, but yeah, we got those two up for grabs right now. So like I said, send in those super chats. First one at 50, and then we'll see. Keep moving up from there. So you have your choice.
Hey, what I was gonna do? 50, we'll do merch. The next 50, card. The next 50, Golden Tate.
Hey, so get those in, and thank you, Real K77 Vegas, baby. You're the man.
Hey, let's rock. And now we TLB a little bit.
Yeah.
Listen, Saquon Barkley said he wants to be remembered as a Philadelphia Eagle. And I do believe that winning Offensive Player of the Year, I do believe that winning a Super Bowl and being a big part of that, it's already going to be why he's remembered as the Eagle. But I do think getting a bag as a running back, 2 years, $41 million, to go out there and have a couple more chances to cement that legacy even further. Goodness gracious, man. You got the bag, bro.
Oh yes, and this is a bigger deal than I think we even realize, because this is the entire tweet from Adam Schefter. Eagles are rewarding Saquon Barkley with a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension, which makes him the highest paid running back in NFL history, and this is per sources. The deal makes Barkley the NFL's first $20+ million per year running back. Barkley also has the ability to earn an additional $15 million in incentives and escalators. The deal includes $36 million fully guaranteed at signing. The Eagles are taking the rare step of extending Barkley 1 year into his 3-year deal, and in the same league year in which they signed him to the initial contract. And I think that this is extremely important, and it could have some ramifications for a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs moving forward. Is you're seeing, especially this season, the importance of a running back. The narrative that's been going around is that running backs are expendable. You don't pay running backs. You could get similar production out of 3rd and 4th round draft picks. But what you've seen this year is Saquon Barkley have, when you include playoffs, arguably the greatest season any running back has ever had, ever. And yes, the Eagles have a great offensive line, and that offensive line helped Saquon Barkley out. But you also saw this year the difference between Saquon Barkley and last year DeAndre Swift and the year before Miles Sanders. Swift and Sanders both had great years for them with those great offensive lines, but with Saquon Barkley, he is just different. He is special. He is a superstar. He's the best in the world, and I honestly believe after last season, he would go into the Hall of Fame right now as an Eagle, even though he only played there for 1 year. But I also think we as Lions fans feel that way about Jahmyr Gibbs. Obviously, Gibbs isn't on Saquon Barkley's level yet, but last year, he had over 1,900 yards from scrimmage and 20 touchdowns. He was the best player on the field for the Lions in their playoff game. Jahmyr Gibbs is trending towards being the best back in the NFL. So is he a guy down the road that gets a $20+ million deal or a $20+ million a year extension? Maybe the paradigm is shifting because running backs are way more important than they've been given credit for, at least in the recent NFL.
Especially when you consider running backs like a Jahmyr Gibbs, for one, who is doing a lot more than just running, and he's shown that he can pick up he has the vision to pick up the blocks. He did that much better this season than I saw him do last year, and what I really love is his ability as a pass catcher. He was, I believe, 4th on the team in terms of receiving, 4th or 5th in terms of receiving yards.
I think it's 4th.
And they called him effectively a weapon from the moment that they drafted him. And they brought him along slow to start off his career, and ever since then, he's taken it completely to a different level of fast. And I do believe, as you see with Saquon Barkley right now, kind of setting the market and also being honored for who he is and what I believe he could take him, I do believe that Jahmyr Gibbs is a guy who you're starting to look at some of the odds, you're starting to look at some of the rankings. He is a guy that's going to break that number as well. We know how good he is. We know how special he is. We saw when David Montgomery went down as well, just how formidable of a back he was, running in between the tackles, bouncing to the outside, showing right, and then going back if things break down, his reversibility, his ability to just juke you. And then when we talk about that play action, this is where Jahmyr Gibbs is so special to me, and how he helps to really supercharge this Lions offense. Because what do you do when Jared Goff goes back to hand it off to him? Because if it's a play action, your linebacker is cooked, absolutely cooked. Yeah. If it's a handoff and he's hit in the middle, we were told that he's not that good between the tackles, maybe like a Bijan Robinson might be. Oops. What is that? What you were doing earlier? Oops. Uh-oh. Yeah, and you know what? Teams found out this year. They really found out, and that's where I'm like, when you look at who he is as the total package, when you look at his overall effect, when you look at just all of the total yards, when you look at his ability to get just. He was even at the goal line. He was able to punch in some touchdowns. Yes, I definitely believe he's going to be one of those guys that sets the market and pushes the limit as it relates to what running backs are getting paid.
And the reason why I think it's such a good comparison to Saquon Barkley is, like Barkley, Gibbs benefits from a great offensive line as well. And when you talk about the best offensive lines in the NFL, you think of the Eagles, you think of the Lions, you think of a couple other teams, but those are two of the first names that come to mind. But we also know when it comes to Gibbs is that he's not just an O-line merchant. Like, if you go back to the Eagles, DeAndre Swift, even though I respect him more than most Lions fans, proved to be more of an O-line merchant with the Eagles than a special running back. It's the similar situation with like a Jamal Williams. This O-line got Jamal Williams 1,000 yards, but Jahmyr Gibbs is a difference maker. He is a game changer. And with this offensive line, Jahmyr Gibbs could have 2,000 yards from scrimmage every year for the next 2 or 3 seasons if he stays healthy, because he is that kind of special. And if he does that, how much greater will this team be? How much more likely will they be to get to the Super Bowl and win it? Because we already saw last year. I think the season he had was even better than some people give him credit for, and we all know what is a lot of our refrains from the playoff game. They should have given Jahmyr Gibbs the ball even more, because every time he touched it, something good happened.
They should have started with it, and they kind of went away from it after he went on that heater. And for me, it's just his speed, his game-changing ability, his ability to hit the home run. These are things that we saw flashes of from other running backs here in Detroit Lions history, but they weren't able to put it together consistently, or injuries were the reason why they couldn't continue it on longevity-wise. Now you got a guy in Jahmyr Gibbs who's proven to be, knock on wood, somebody who is very, very, very durable, and just his running style, his juke ability, is like the inability for the defense to really key in on a Jahmyr Gibbs and just absolutely lay him out on a consistent basis. I do believe that these things play very, very well when you're talking about contract-wise and you talk about the type of overall impact he makes. It's also about the fact that what's the best availability.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be that type of running back who has the who's going to always give you an opportunity to hit a home run every single time you give him the ball, and he's going to give you more chances than not because he's going to be there.
Hey, he showed that so far in his career. Let's hope that continues on for the next few years. And I want to introduce some of the WU audience to one of our social media guys, Travis. He is here.
Big Trav.
He's got a mic. He knows ball. Travis, how special has Jahmyr Gibbs been for these Detroit Lions?
I mean, in my opinion, he's been the second best running back in the NFL behind Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And I think the talent is on par or above Saquon Barkley. I don't think the production is there where I can say he's better, but I think he has more burst. He can be a bigger home run threat for the Lions in that offense. And I think once he starts getting a little more touches and David Montgomery takes a little bit more of a backseat to him, I think you're really going to see how special Jahmyr Gibbs is and how special he can be in this offense.
I mean, that being said, Travis, it sounds like when he's up for an extension or a new contract, is Jahmyr Gibbs the type of guy that you could see even a Brad Holmes paying $20 million a year to, like the Eagles did with Saquon Barkley?
I've always been a running back truther ever since I was little growing up. I think you have to pay Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, when you have the best player on the field, the most explosive player on the field, you pay him. That's just my way of thinking. I would think it would be silly to let him walk.
You know what? How should we be talking about a Jahmyr Gibbs, though? Because he is very, very special, and sometimes – you don't want to go out there and just gas and glaze the player over and above what he should. Like Cade Cunningham proved like he is that guy. are we underselling even how good Jahmyr Gibbs is? Like do Lions fans, do they really know just how good Jahmyr Gibbs is? And how should we be looking at him in the pantheon of just the great running backs?
I think we definitely do understand how good he is and how important he is, but the reason why I brought up earlier, and I'll give you Jahmyr Gibbs' exact numbers from last year because they are absolutely eye-popping. 1,929 yards from scrimmage, 6.4 yards per touch, 20 touchdowns. And in the playoff game, 175 yards from scrimmage, 8.8 yards per touch, and 2 touchdowns. I think when it comes to the Detroit Lions, there's so many people on this offense to glaze. Like, you can also glaze Amon-Ra, you can glaze J-Mo, you can glaze Sam Laporta, you can glaze Panay, Goff, Ragnow.
What a run, Brad.
Right, yeah. And, hey, shout out Bob Quinn for Ragnow. Just got to throw that out there. Don't throw tomatoes at me. You've been consistent. I've been consistent.
I won't shout him out, but I acknowledge it, though.
Fair enough.
No shout-outs from me.
So no attaboy from you.
Yeah, it's all right. Pat on the back.
And hell, I didn't even mention Monty. So the Lions just have so many weapons, but a plethora. I love that word. But Jahmyr Gibbs might shine brighter than all of them. I think that he might be the best pound-for-pound player on this offense. I know. At least skill position because
you're
Panay,
getting at what I'm talking about. It's like, do we go there with Jahmyr Gibbs now?
Yes.
I would say that.
Yes, bro.
Travis, you said he was second best. I would say third right now because I still got to give it up to Derrick Henry. But in terms of guys who moving forward are going to be the best back in the league, I think, in my opinion, and I've been consistent with this at least from this year on, I think it's Gibbs's and Bijan's league for the next 4 or 5 years. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you can say third. I'm going to say second because the man that's first during Super Bowl Media Week even acknowledged Jahmyr Gibbs as the second best running back in this league. And I think when you see everything that Jahmyr Gibbs has done to this point, you see the type of skill set that he has. Y'all brought up the home run ability, the fact that he's so versatile. He's a better pass catcher than a Saquon Barkley. He can just do more on the field. He can play inside. He can definitely bounce outside. And once he hits that next gear, it's over. Just pack it up. You're done. So I will go on. Well, I don't think I'm going on a limb here, but for one, he will be the highest paid running back in the league. When it's time for him to be he's absolutely a $20 million back. You have to pay him for what he's done and what he can give you in the future. He's only going to get better from here, folks. Barring any, unforeseen, ungodly injuries, we pray that it doesn't happen. He's going to be the best running back in this league for quite a long time. And I'll go one step further. He's the best running back since Barry Sanders, and prove me wrong.
Best running back
for
the Lions since Barry Sanders. Don't worry, I'll wait.
I'm getting out.
No, there's no question.
Yeah, so
question.
When you say that, we don't, maybe do enough glazing of Jahmyr Gibbs, I do understand that part. I think people know like what he's capable of.
It started
here.
hesitantly,
but when you put it in perspective, what running back since Jahmyr Gibbs has done what he's done? There hasn't been one besides number 20.
The disrespect that you're showing to James Stewart. I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
No,
Reggie Bush.
James Stewart was he was nice, but he's no Gibbs. I'm just being funny.
Reggie Bush was nice.
Yes.
Javid Best was nice. Reggie Bush was nice. They are no Jahmyr Gibbs. Point blank. Period.
Thank you. Listen, I was throwing the lob. And just like these Showtime Pistons who lead the league in dunks, Flannel Sam, Travis, KG dunked it. That's what I was like. Are we talking about him in the correct retrospect? Like, obviously before there's a lot of hope, but what we just saw this guy do was beyond special. And unless you think he's gonna fall off a cliff, do you guys understand what the next level up is? That's what I'm saying. Like it's this
crazy.
Guy is
that's
what I'm saying. It's just at the beginning of his career. He's just now showing this, and that's why I just asked the question: like, are we really talking about him as it relates to what we just saw him do this previous season? And you guys were just like, "Oh yeah, we saw what he did."
And I'm glad that you mentioned that. And JB, I hope that I sent this to you, but if not, I'll just read it. Do you have the list of the Offensive Player of the Year odds for next year?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I want you to throw those up because the names that are – I mean, think about this. Jahmyr Gibbs is third. The only two people ahead of him in odds next year for Offensive Player of the Year are Saquon Barkley, who I just mentioned, arguably had the greatest running back season ever when you include the playoffs and the fact that they won the Super Bowl, had 2,000 yards in 16 games. And then second is Jamar Chase, who won the receiving triple crown last year.
Yeah.
And then third is Jahmyr Gibbs. That's insane type of company. You're talking about two guys who did something historic last year, and then Jahmyr Gibbs, who, by the way, almost 2,000 yards from scrimmage. I'm not saying that that's historic, but that's, I mean, when you look at playoffs included in all the regular season games he played, plus playoff game, that's 2,100 yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns. And I don't remember if he played all 17 last year, but I'll just say he did. 18 games, 2,100 yards from scrimmage.
If you bet and you're a Lions fan, you have to lay something on this line, correct? Like
yes.
Travis, I know you had some time as well, and you hold down a lot of the Caesars posts, as well as a little bit of that Woodward Bets content with that dude Justin. Isn't this like a no-brainer? You got to do something. Just like Spinny going and laying the money on the Pistons and going from, 75 to 550 with his cash?
Yeah.
This just feels like a no-brainer because I do respect these other players ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs, but I'm also not going to slight who Jahmyr Gibbs has been.
Yeah.
I would say this is definitely a no-brainer at that number. What is that number? Plus 1,100? Yeah.
Like.
When you look at what he did last year, and I feel like he leveled up at 3 different times in the year. There's games where he has 7 catches. There's games where he rushes for 180 yards. And then there's games where I'm he's picking up this block. He's just leveling up at an insane pace. And I think next year is just going to be another level to it.
Yeah, I think, and it is a plus 1,000. I know from your vantage point, Travis, it's kind of hard to read. I had to look at my laptop because I couldn't quite make it out on our monitor. But yeah, I would lay some money on that. I think that Jahmyr, it's hard to call what he could do next year a breakout, but I'll just say it, and I'm not even going out on a limb at all. 2,000 yards from scrimmage loading.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's even a question about it.
It's not, because he can do more than everybody else on that list. Saquon, I love him, but he is just purely a running back. When you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, he can give you everything. He can play in the slot, for Christ's sake. You can line him up in the backfield. The screen game is on point. There's just too many different ways to utilize a Jahmyr Gibbs. And then we're not even accounting for the rushing part of it as well. So he can absolutely win this award. And 2,000 yards from scrimmage, that should be a no-brainer, I feel like.
1,412 rushing yards, top 5 in the NFL. Just so we make that distinction as well. And Mike Reed, you're the man. $20 super chat.
Shout out.
Kool-Aid, ask Trav how long it takes to get. The poll got in my way. To get,
I think it was what,
to get something we win from Woodward. Just wondering because I haven't got my civilian golf shirt yet.
Hey, definitely email me. Me. That's the best way. Kool-Aid at woodwardsports.com. And we make sure that we're checking up on everything. Sometimes it can be quicker. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Sometimes, especially with the jersey giveaways, because of back orders, it can take a little time. But the best thing to do, email me so we can stay in communication and make sure that everybody gets what they want. Definitely.
Yep. And
hey, thank you for supporting too, Mike.
Yeah, thank
everybody.
you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. And I think that Jahmyr Gibbs will prove over time that he's the type of game changer that Saquon Barkley was for the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's why I made the distinction at the beginning to circle it back that, yeah, the Eagles have a great offensive line, the Lions have a great offensive line. But there's a difference if you're Saquon, for Saquon Barkley, than him and guys like Miles Sanders and DeAndre Swift. And it's not a coincidence that the Eagles won a Super Bowl when they had Saquon Barkley. And with the Lions, I think it's something similar. Jahmyr Gibbs benefits from a great offensive line, but he is also a game changer. He's also one of the most talented offensive skill position players in the league right now, and it's different when it's from him and certainly a guy like Jamal Williams and even a David Montgomery. I'm not saying David Montgomery and Jamal Williams are in the same class. There's levels to this.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's like
where my boy Jamal at now?
It's like Jamal
Should've
Williams,
took the deal,
Dang,
dog.
I
David
saw that.
Montgomery,
I saw the news.
Jameer Gibbs.
Should have
saw
took
the
the
news.
deal,
He got
dog.
released, huh?
Yeah, man. It's
Jamal
tough
Williams.
break, man. Tough break. It's crazy he got Barry's touchdown record. But,
Man.
besides that, but no, he's a home run threat, like we said. He can change a game at the turn of a dime. And I see Mike G in the chat here. He's making a strong case for Billy Sims.
Yeah, he really is
being
now.
better than Gibbs. And listen, I wasn't around in the 80s. I didn't get a chance to actually witness Billy Sims. A lot of the old heads do speak Billy Sims up, saying that he could have maybe been better than Barry. But his career was cut short. Those are the facts. I'm just going off what I see now, and like I said, Jameer Gibbs, he's the best running back since number 20, and there's no argument. Who you gonna put? Kevin Jones? Like, come on, now.
Kevin Jones,
Kevin Smith. Like, what are we talking about?
and that's the thing, Mike G. Billy Sims should not even be a part of the discussion right now because KG said since
Right.
Barry Sanders. I got a lot of respect for Billy Sims. Obviously, I didn't watch him play, and I know a lot of the
most
old
definitely.
heads are going to come into the chat and be like, you didn't watch Billy Sims. I know, but
It was the 80s, bro.
I am an absolute sicko when it comes to highlights, and Billy Sims was special, and he would have been a Hall of Fame back if he didn't get hurt. I understand
Facts.
that. But since Barry Sanders, it's certainly Jameer Gibbs, and it's not even close.
It's that shiftiness that he has, the inability for the defenders to be able to line him up and tackle him, and you see him 1 second, and then the next second, your jock strap is in the rafters, and
He
he's
has
going
Godspeed.
down the field, man. And it's that it's that kind of burst. Like I see him through the line, I'm like, yo, he's running fast, and then he goes faster.
Yeah.
It's just those are the little shades of it that I'm like, what are we going to unlock in this season ahead where he's entering the season clearly as the RB1? Clearly. What type of player in Jameer Gibbs are we going to unlock? And I do hope and I do believe that in terms of his targets, in terms of how they feature him, that he gets every opportunity to be that running back one. Not to take away necessarily from a David Montgomery, but to make sure that Jameer Gibbs is featured as much as possible because we've all said it, and just as the chat family knows it, that home run ability is peak. Every single time he touches the ball and every single time he's in the game, think about how the defenses are going to have to line up. Think about how the defense are going to have to think about him. People make so much about the mobility or lack thereof of a Jared Goff. I think he made some marginal improvements, but when you have Jameer Gibbs in the backfield in the play action, I'm sorry, that's going to neutralize certain things. Now, I do believe it's helped even a Jared Goff have just a little bit more to be able to do in the pocket. Look at what it does to certain coverages, and now because defenders are going to have to make a difference, they're going to have to make a decision. Are we looking at J-Mo streaking down the field, Amon-Ra, who's Mr. Sure Hands across the middle, and then you also have your linebacker goes with Amon-Ra, Jameer Gibbs, man, what are you doing with him?
And the Lions offense, they have probably arguably the two fastest players in the league today. Because, Tyreek Hill, he's getting old, man. So who's really taking that mantle? I think you have literally two of
That's
maybe
a
the
great
top
point.
3 fastest players in the league on your offense.
J-Mo and Jameer Gibbs.
Yes.
That's a great point, man.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's going to be interesting to see not just Jameer Gibbs, but overall the Lions offense, where this thing can go in the new year. I know that a lot of us are still hurt by what happened in the playoffs, but it's just like, man, when you really kind of step back and think about the players that are getting healthy on defense and what this offense is, just if Jameer Gibbs and J-Mo and these young players take some marginal steps forward, this offense is going to be vicious.
Absolutely. And Rando Smalls with a $5 super chat
Shout
before we
out.
get to Rod Beard. Just because you didn't see him isn't an excuse in today's video availability, which I agree with that, by the way. That's why I feel comfortable talking about even guys like, just to go to other sports like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, even guys like Joe Montana, Dan Marino, and I feel like I can and don't get sunned by the old heads. But he also says Billy Sims was a faster Earl Campbell. I disagree with that.
And yeah.
Earl Campbell was probably the most powerful back ever. But no disrespect to Billy Sims. He was the man.
Yeah, and I've seen highlights, I've seen clips, but that's not close to what actually living through that time period and experiencing him game to game is. So I get your point. I have seen clips, but just going off what I've seen, I'm just saying, like, Gibbs is definitely up there.
Fair.
Yeah.
And Chuck Brewer's sad thing is, with today's medical ways, Sims would have come back 100%. That's true. So
Yeah,
would Gale Sayers. That's the
Right.
craziest thing, that knee injuries like that used to be a death sentence. But yes, we've got Rod Beard on the line. I can't wait to talk some Pistons with him and some other sports as well. But tell us, Kool-Aid, how to follow Woodward Sports on socials.
Listen, hey, and it's so appropriate as we got Travis in the building, social team represent. Stay connected with Woodward Sports on all social platforms. You guys got to make sure you checked in with Facebook, X, Instagram, as well as YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. For the latest sports news, live updates, and behind the scenes action. And you guys already know we got the giveaways there as well. We've given away a lot of jerseys. Piston jerseys, Lions jerseys, Tigers jerseys, Red Wings jerseys. You guys want to be a part of this. Signed memorabilia and merchandise. Different promotions, like the Outkick Your Coverage promotion. We had the Soroki's Talks and more. So you guys got to be tapped in with Woodward Sports. You get your sports, you get your merch, you get your giveaways, and your community. Don't miss out. Hit that follow button now and be a part of Detroit's #1 digital sports network at Woodward Sports on all social platforms.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Is Planet Fitness. They got over 50 plus Metro Detroit locations, and they've got over 2,500 around the world. It is the best gym in the gym game. They've got a couple of different tiers of memberships. They have a cheaper and more affordable one for $15 per month if you just want to hone in on your home gym and work out there and have that be the vessel for you meeting your fitness needs. Or you can upgrade to the Black Card, which gives you a bunch of incredible amenities. My favorite being the ability to go to all Planet Fitnesses across the country, or being able to take a guest with you. Join today in club or online. Visit planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
My bad, bro. I chat, dog.
What's he doing?
Well, you know what? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. Hey, our chat is epic, man. They're gonna help us get the Vegas show.
Hey, Devin Booker, you're back.
They're gonna help us win this competition. JBSmooovv, let the people know how close we are to that first giveaway, and so we can get started. That would be the March one. Then we start the Brandon Marshall one. Then the Golden Tate one. And if you have to clean up any super chats.
About $5 away from that first merch chat, but definitely shout out to all you guys sending in your donations as well too. Gotta give it up to I am really Devin Booker. He said, I'm at the stoplight and a couple of minutes behind, and Kool-Aid is just talking about jockstraps and rafters.
Whoa.
Also, Phoenix sucks. Someone come and get me right now.
Oh, he's talking about jockstraps, bro.
Hey, you know what, man?
I
When
don't
you
know
got
what's up with
players
him.
like Jameer Gibbs,
Yeah.
Asar Thompson, I'm telling you, like, you look up in the rafters of LCA, you're not going to see Jason Tatum's jockstrap up there. Come on. Asar Thompson twisted that man in a circle, bro.
Don't get me started.
Hey.
On Jason Tatum. Hey,
I know you
Aldo, that was a sweet play, and I'm happy that he got embarrassed there.
I kind of felt bad because he was like up here defending Jason Tatum like he's a good player.
Right.
We go too tough on him, and it was like his birthday. I had already told Trav, hey, post the crossover. It's happy birthday. I was
Both
thinking
things
like,
can
dang,
be true.
I'm so sorry. For
I
got his soul to
loved
Dirty, man.
seeing
You dirty,
him get
man.
embarrassed by
Asar,
Asar Thompson.
take the layup, dog. I'm still mad about take the layup, Asar.
should've
God,
just-
I get what you
he
was trying to
should've
do.
just tried to dunk
Just go
and just
up
go
for
to
the
the
dunk.
foul
You
line.
would have got the foul at the very least, bro. At the very least.
KG, considering who I am and how I view the game
Let us know.
of basketball, I will never fault someone for making the right play.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get it.
No
I get
fun,
it.
police.
You know what?
We know that.
Hey, look, the right play, every single. Man, bro.
You all right?
I was looking on my
You
shoulder.
looked out the window like, oh,
The
snap,
siren
they
got
out
you.
here.
If y'all running back, y'all go see me twitch. I didn't even know.
Hey, that's just being a black man in America.
You looked out the window so
God
quick,
damn.
bro.
Oh shit.
I got a fighter.
The siren got him. That's hilarious.
You know what? Let's bring in the legend, man. Detroit News Rob here, sports editor-in-chief from the Detroit News.
Right.
What up, though, Rod?
Rod, you know the feeling, right? You know that sentiment.
I mean, you can flinch at gunshots or something you think is a gunshot, but a siren, you can't flinch at that.
Shit, okay. It's okay.
I mean,
Rod's
you got
disappointed in me,
time.
dog. It
You got
got me,
time.
man.
You got time with a siren. You can look and see. Gunshot, it's just like, hey, we ain't got time for that.
Right. I do feel you, but
I gotta
sirens,
go.
they get to me, man. Sirens get to me.
Hey, welcome to the show, Rod Beard. You guys hit that like button for the legend, and I love the hoodie that he has on too. Habitual
Yes.
line stuff.
Yes,
man.
beautiful.
Hey, and you know what? We were over here talking about Jameer Gibbs and just how good is he really, and obviously he has a lot more to do in his career to be able to measure up to the career that Barry Sanders had. But he's really, really good. He's third. It was the third overall best odds to win Offensive Player of the Year. Hey, talk to me about it, because I think that those are pretty good odds to take to the bank for Jameer Gibbs, Rob Beard.
You look at his numbers and they stick out by themselves, but he's not doing it alone. He's still got David Montgomery with him, and in a kind of pass-oriented offense, think of what the numbers could be if they just really let him loose and gave him all of the reps and stuff. Yeah, it's scary what he's able to do right now. And when you look at that role probably increasing a little bit, or maybe trying to balance out with John Morton, we could see some bigger numbers from him.
A 2,000 yard from scrimmage season loading, and that's not a big leap because he had 1,929 last year. But to take things on a bit of a more somber tone, the Detroit Red Wings on a 3-game losing streak. Are you concerned that they're going to miss the playoffs and have what we would call another trade deadline late season tailspin like they have the last couple of years?
Am I concerned they're going to miss the playoffs? No, because Steve Yzerman is going to have to do something. It's not where they are far and away ahead and they need to add something to stay ahead. They're out of the playoff picture right now. They have to add something because they haven't been in so long. You can't stand there. That would be just really just not doing your job if you didn't go out and do something. Yeah, and even if you say, hey, we're paying a little bit too much for this, yeah, that's just how it is. You go to Macy's or somewhere and you turn that tag and it's when you look at something, you say, this is how much I think it's supposed to be. You turn that tag and it's $50 more than that. You're like, no, I'm good. With this, you have to because you can't afford to miss the playoffs. You're right there on that edge.
And for the record, Rod, earlier on in this show and on Woodward Wings, which I do with Justin, I made some suggestions for players that would not cost the Red Wings that much, and Justin did as well. Speaking of teams in Detroit, are you concerned about the Matt Vierling and Parker Meadows injuries for the Tigers?
No, minimally, because you do have some other guys who can sort of shift around and take those spots, and you don't know necessarily whether they're going to have bad years automatically. It's still early in the year, and you can make some substitutions and move things around a little bit. Again, in baseball, give me 40 games, and we can see where we are at that point, but I'm not going to panic about it just yet.
Yeah, and one thing I definitely want to talk about, Rod, April in the D is on the way.
Yeah.
You know, Red Wings playoff chase, Pistons playoff chase, Tigers, just how amped up, on you guys' side is it right now in this time of year? Because obviously Lions this is probably the quietest time for them. And I know that in this line of work, sometimes you're looking for that story, but with April in the D here, this is probably the best April that we're going to have on record in some time.
The Pistons stuff is just wild.
Absolutely wild.
When I was on the beat, it was almost like, okay, you turn that calendar to March, and it's like, yeah, okay, maybe you got 6 weeks left, and you're already out of the picture. Like, I only went to 2 playoffs in my 7 years covering the team. So it was turn the calendar to March, and you start looking at April. Hey, what am I doing at the end of April? I got some vacation saved up. Well, I can start planning that out because they're really not going anywhere. Now it's like, well, I have to tell Cody, hey, you can't take vacation in April, bro. You might have to wait until May to figure out what you want to do with that extra time. So it's just different that the Red Wings might be there also. So you're the sections and everything that you're planning out, and even when you look at Michigan and Michigan State and being potentially the top 2 seeds in the Big Ten tournament and being top 4 seeds in the NCAA tournament, sort of could Michigan State make a run and try to get to an Elite Eight, a Final Four? They could. This is the type of team that would do something like that for Tom Izzo. So yeah, the planning for this is different, and just kind of everybody is, instead of thinking about 1, 2, 3 Cancun and we're heading on break and we're heading on vacation for the end of the year, you got a couple more weeks that you might have to do some more stuff.
Hey, and speaking of Izzo and the Spartans doing well, I gotta ask you, as a Michigan fan, are you concerned at all with the level of play we have been getting from Michigan these last couple of weeks?
This is house money at this point for Michigan, because I didn't think this was going to be a Michigan team that would even contend for the Big Ten title. New coach, new players, new everything, and you're just trying to figure. And this wasn't a ready-made roster. This was just a mishmash. So the fact that they're even in contention for the title is just, hey, I'm happy with where we are right now. And so even when you talk Pistons, same sort of thing. Do I think that they could get to a number 4 seed, and would I be mad if they were out in the first round of the playoffs? Not at all. We were talking 30-something wins at the beginning of the year. So yeah, it's house money across the board with all of these sort of winter into spring teams, because it looked like they wouldn't be anywhere near where they are.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, Rod, about Michigan. And KG, I'm glad you asked that question before I had a chance, because I think we waited too long in the segment to do it. But yeah, there's a couple ways you can look at it. One, yes, Michigan has been frustrating to watch at times. And you saw what happened against Illinois. You saw what happened against Michigan State. Very disappointing performances. They've not played well and won some very close games against some inferior teams, but at the same time, they're 14-4 in conference play. If you would have told me that before the season, I would have done a backflip off this desk, even if I knew exactly how it would play out. So it's funny how expectations seem to change as, they start to enter different conversations, but at the same time, that perspective of knowing where they came from is always nice to have.
Yeah, it's very much that. And if you could see Michigan and Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament final, it's just a toss-up at that point. I think Michigan State has the stronger team with more depth, and the coaching and the toughness may play into their favor a little bit. But, I mean, if Michigan wins that game and Michigan wins out, and they're sitting right there looking at a co-championship in the Big Ten in a year that you just didn't think it was possible. And again, along that same pattern, a very bad year last year, and if you end up in first place this year, you've turned things around with the right coach.
Absolutely. And this is more of a fun question, and this is more of a personal vendetta of mine. I got into some hot water with the chat because I said that Jason Tatum has become overly disrespected and overly hated and is the first best player on a championship team to win a championship and actually get more disrespected. I want to ask your opinion, Rod. Is Jason Tatum overly disrespected, and should he be looked at higher than he is?
Yes, Jason Tatum is a bad man.
You just made Flannel's day.
And we'll get to this in the Pistons. I don't want to be in the 6-3 game for the Pistons because that second round is against Boston, and Jason Tatum, we talk about all the time what Giannis can do in the playoffs. Jason Tatum is the same dude. That's the same kind of cat that will come out and put a he's not Giannis. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. He's not Giannis. But he's in that same conversation of somebody who can explode and put 50 on you in the playoffs and just decide he wants to be a menace in the playoffs. Now, there's nobody on the Pistons that has made Giannis touch the earth the same way and to be like the Tasmanian devil the way that Asar did Jason Tatum. But Jason Tatum is a bad man.
Hey, you know, you just made Flannel's day. And just one more question for me before we go to break. And you know what? Talk about the hottest team in Detroit.
Talk about
Detroit Pistons. We just got to talk about the Lions. One more question real quick. What's the outlook for them? Obviously, the Myles Garrett noise, it just won't die out. And you got the draft just ahead of you. But I just wanted your perspective in terms of what approach do you believe is most likely for these Detroit Lions moving forward?
Aggression. Go if you can't get Myles Garrett, go get Josh Sweat. Go get somebody else of that ilk. You have to improve the depth on your defensive line, and you can draft an edge also. There are no other positions where you need to go out and improve quite as much as those. There's nothing on offense. Offensive line, if you really try to stretch and find something, but defensively, you've got 17 cornerbacks. Your safety system is set already. Defensive line is the one place that you need to go. Draft there, go get a Josh Sweat. Figure out how to make this line one of the strengths of your team beyond what you already have.
Hey, you know what? Rod is cooking the chat family. They're saying preach. Rod is right. You know what? We got another segment with the legend, and we got to hear about what? Some merch?
Oh, yeah, some merch.
Hey, and I know we're that much closer to the people winning some merch today.
Yeah, we're actually $1 away from people winning some merch right
and
now.
And then on to the next giveaway.
Yeah, on to the next giveaway. But I got to tell you about some merch. As you head over to woodwardsports.com, click on that shop tab. New designs for you every single week. But I got to tell you about these ones right now. Got the LFG Red Wings t-shirts, hoodies. Look, they can bounce back, and don't fear. And you can't forget about the Woodward Tigers as well, too, because you know, shout out Kool-Aid back there, you know that opening day game is coming very, very soon, and you need to be decked out in some Woodward Sports gear when you're out at Comerica Park right now. So head over to woodwardsports.com, click on that shop tab.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
All right, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling at home, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest line of recreational cannabis products, 27 locations across the state, so you know they're repping Michigan in a very big way. There's 9 locations alone in Metro Detroit, so there's always a spot nearby you. And don't fear if you live in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, Michigan, because stores are popping up very, very soon. Or head over to jarscannabis.com to check out their whole line of inventory that they have up right now as it is, because you know what? I know you want to get high.
What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. It's been a great show. We got the legend on, the Detroit News, Rod Beard. We got to talk about these Detroit Pistons. One of the best teams in all of the NBA in the new year. And really, if you just kind of just scratch that 0-4 start to the season, they've just been one of the best teams in all the NBA. But let's get the legend drum rolled in here. We do have a Swish or Break segment that's planned today. We're going to get the whole cast and crew involved with that.
And we have hit our merch giveaway, too.
What'd you say?
We have hit our merch giveaway.
Oh, John effing Lord. We want the smoke. Gotta have the smoke.
Let's go. Hey, so make sure you start to key up your winners from this first batch. JBSmooovv. And you know what? The next giveaway is Brandon Marshall. And then if we get to it today, the next one will be Golden Tate.
The most disrespectful touchdown I think I've ever seen.
I remember that one right there.
Signed by Golden Tate, the man himself, man.
Yeah.
So let's get that drum roll going, man.
Oh, you know I got you.
Hey, yo. Shout out and welcome to the legend Detroit News, Rod Beard. Brother, these Detroit Pistons, 35-27, they just seem to want to just win everything since we've all gone on these declarations. I see the sticky notes over your shoulder.
Sticky notes
20
still there.
games left. 20 games left for these Pistons, man. And everything to make a bona fide playoff spot, a top 6 playoff spot, it is in their hands. Rod Beard, take it away with Rod's thoughts. And then after that, I just got a few housekeeping notes to get to.
It's just fun to watch. I mean, they're tearing down all of the sort of things that they weren't able to do in the past. They went into Utah and got a win. I think that's the eighth time they won in Salt Lake City in the past, like 20 something, 30, whatever number of years it is. But they're starting to figure it out. And can they win a first round series? I'm starting to think they can. Cade is that type of player, and now they got the pieces around him that are just filling in on their roles. I'm trending toward their winning a first round series. I think I'm getting.
All right, right.
As long as it's not Milwaukee. If it's Milwaukee,
right.
If it's anybody else, I think they can win a first round series.
Hey, you know what? I do too. And really, it's about their physicality. Both ends of the court in that paint, they are doing some good things. You want to see them continue to try and take some and make some improvements and strides as it relates to defending the 3-point line, because when you get to the playoffs, those are the types of teams you're playing, or teams that are elite from behind the arc. When you look at all of the top teams, and you look at the way that the Denver Nuggets beat them, and you look at the way that the Boston Celtics made a charge, even without Jaylen Brown, it was from behind the arc. And so you want to see them do better there. But what's underpinned all of their success has been this commitment to defense, this commitment to being in the right spots. Jalen Duren talked about it the other day. We've talked about it most of this year as well. JB Bickerstaff making things so easy and able to understand, and that he wants each of them to be stars in their own lane. I remember when we played the JB Bickerstaff clip from practice, we asked him that like 2 months ago. So to hear Jalen Duren answer Hunter Patterson of The Athletic with that same rhetoric, you know that this team is bought in completely to what JB Bickerstaff is selling. And that also goes a long way to, you hear how rugged he is, you hear the type of tone and language he takes, you see the intensity that JB Bickerstaff has on the sideline. So you know that that physicality that we see the Pistons playing with, it's being encouraged by him. And it's like I said, it's underpinning all their success.
Right, and they like to get out and run when they get that turnover
Defense
in transition
offense.
on defense. They are turning and going. It's like cats are sprinting back. And I think, was it Ron Holland saying that, you make a play, but you got to sprint back and get on defense?
He said they told him that.
They told him that. Like, don't celebrate the dunk or don't celebrate a play. Get your butt back on defense. And so that is when young guys have that planted in their head, then you know that the message is getting through, and it's not just, hey, I made a play. It's the other half of that, and that's important. And so that sinks in, and you're starting to see after 60 games, those messages are starting to sink into them.
Yep, definitely. And you know what? Obviously, as we will get into our swish or break segment soon, and just kind of the
Why
theme
don't
or
you
the
slow down when you say that?
Swish or break.
It's because he's high, Rod. That's why.
Listen, the session has started, man. Hey, but you know what? When we're talking about these Detroit Pistons, the question is this: how much better can they be? In the month of February, they had a record of 9-3. They were one of the top teams in all of the NBA. They were number 4 in offensive efficiency and number 3 in defensive efficiency, and I believe the number 2 team overall in net rating in the entire NBA in the month of February. And it culminated in JB Bickerstaff winning Coach of the Month, the first Pistons coach to do so. And you got to go all the way back to Flip Saunders.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Hey, they gave it to him on the shortest month, though. He made sure to bring that up.
Shout out to JB Bickerstaff, man. Shout out to JB Bickerstaff. But these Detroit Pistons, just briefly, how much better can they be, Rod? And I want to be able to get your take on it as well, Flannel.
Throw out the numbers. Throw out the numbers and show me wins. Sweep the rest of this West Coast trip. Go beat Clippers. Go beat the Warriors. Go and beat Portland.
Starting today.
Right. You probably should. Split with OKC the rest of the way. And that next road trip, beat the Pelicans, beat the Heat, and beat what used to be the Mavericks. I need you to go and beat good teams and win the games you're supposed to win, and tell me you are a 4 or 5 seed. That's what I need you to do. The defensive metrics, the everything else, you can do that, but go beat good teams and tell me that you're ready for the playoffs when they start. That's what I need to see.
Yep, I would say just continued development. I mean, Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson, Ron Holland, Jaden Ivey when he comes back, even Cade Cunningham to some extent, in theory, given their age, given their experience, are scratching the surface of what they can do. And Cade looked better than he ever has in his career in the month of February. You can say the same for Duren. You can say the same for Asar, unquestionably. So that is certainly encouraging of them maybe continuing that throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, and you know what, Jay, we're gonna get into this Swisher break.
Yeah.
Hey, throw that graphic up, and after that, also throw that camera over to one Mr. KG. I think Rod will appreciate KG's attire for today.
Oh, what a great graphic
Swisher
that
break!
is. But y'all know what time it is, man. It is definitely time for the swish or brick segment, swish or break.
What is on your sticky note, bro?
Yeah, I believe, I believe it says,
Look at Rod.
I thought I would, match what Rod got going on, man. So no, but definitely we got some scenarios here, and we will get everybody's opinion on the matter, and we will start with this one right here. The NBA should be the NBA should start writing in terms of Malik Beasley as 6th man of the year. Swish or brick?
Hey, yes, sir. We did. We had to, trademark Rod Beard, but we did have to use. I wanted to make sure we pay some homage to the writer. I want Mr. Rod Beard, but Malik Beasley, like we said, man, T.I. walking up to Lauren London and snatching that chain off of her neck, bro. I'm telling you, that's what Malik Beasley did to Pritchard. That's what Beasley did to Pritchard, and he did it while doing the shimmy. The 6th man of the year race, as long as this continues the way he's been, it's wrapped up. It's a dub. Swish or brick, we start with Flannel Sam.
Swish, because of one simple reason. He is leading the whole bleeping NBA in 3-point shots made. Not second, not third, not top 5, 1.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to throw it over to JBSmooovv, and then we'll go over to the couch, get Kavasi and Travis.
Oh, I just adding on to this. Just swish, man. This is an easy swish. It's Steph Curry 3 swish. Trav, what you got?
Let's rock. Travis, what up, though? And then we got Kavasier.
Saying swish, I think Malik Beasley should be the 6th man of the year for sure. Same reason Flannel gave. I mean, he leads the whole NBA in three-pointers made. It's that simple.
What up, though, Kavasier?
I'll say swish as well.
Swish. Hey, and you know what? I'm seeing in the chat, Mega Swish from Dante151, G Money 313. He's saying swish. Randall Small swish. Chuck Brewer, a heat check. Beasley swish. So that's nothing but net. Did it even move? KG, what say you? And then we got to get the legend.
I don't want to hear shit about Norman Powell. I don't want to hear shit about Peyton Pritchard. It's Malik Beasley, hands down. We don't even need to explain it. It's Malik Beasley.
Hey, Rod Beard, what say ye? Habitual line stuffer.
I'm starting to lean in that direction. I was at probably 10% last week. I'm going to say it's probably 30, 40% now. That head-to-head game shows something. But NBA voters, man, I'm telling you, they're Peyton Pritchard, a little bit undersized. He's improved so much this year. There's a storyline there. You have to make the Pistons storyline be he got them to the 4 seed or the 5 seed. And then you'll get some more voters. But I think it's possible to happen.
I'm just seeing a bunch of swishes. Mike Reed, swish. The real K77, swish from half court. He put that in all caps. Tabitha Gable, shout out to Tabitha Gable. She says swish as well. But there is that factor, and I have seen what Rod is saying come to life all too much over the last 3 to 4 years.
Rod, tell the writers to start them pens up. Get them working.
Tell them to start writing,
It's
Rod.
time, man. It's time to start writing, bro.
We got something cooking. We got something cooking.
Okay, all right.
To talk about this.
All right, I like that. And going into the second one, this is something that I have been saying over the last week, and it's something that I feel like is taking place before our eyes. But Jalen Duren is the Detroit Pistons' second best player, swish or brick.
And this one was inspired by, you know what, KG has been flying this banner. And I was like, you know what, let's talk about it, because he's been one of the most important players for the Detroit Pistons. They are the #1 team at dunks per game. They're almost 0.6 and 0.65 dunks per game ahead of the next closest team. And they're trending towards probably getting to 1 dunk per game over the next closest team. And that is about 6 or 7 a game. Jalen Duren has been an absolute menace. You look at field goal percentage in the paint. What up, though, Rod Beard? He has
What is this question? What did he just say?
Jalen Duren.
He's the number 2 on the Pistons. Jalen Duren is the number 2 on the Pistons right now, today.
Number 2 what? The number 2 what?
The number 2 option on this team.
Look at Rod.
Get the sticky note, Rod.
Yep, get another one. Jalen Duren is the second best player on this team, right?
Second best
Jaden
player.
Ivey not here. Like, Jaden, I get it. Jaden Ivey, that's all well and good. We'll see what he looks like in the playoffs. Jaden Ivey not here right now.
Second best player on the Pistons, Jalen Duren.
You literally just pumped up Malik Beasley to be.
I never said he was.
Man.
Yeah, and he's not the second best player. He's not the second best player.
You know what? I can't wait to see what the chat says, man. Hey, you know what? Jalen Duren, he's been doing his thing. But we got to see what the crew thinks about it as well. Swish or brick, chat family, get that into the chat. We start with one flat out Sam. Look at Rod.
Another sticky note. All right, in terms of guys who are actually playing right now, I'm going to go brick. I think Jalen Duren actually is the 4th best player. I would go Cade, Beasley, Asar Thompson, and then Jalen Duren, because what Jalen Duren has been giving you defensively recently, Asar Thompson has been giving the whole bleeping year in his whole career. Right now, I think Asar Thompson is the 2nd best perimeter defender in the NBA after Dyson Daniels, on top of all the other things that he does. His per 36. Asar Thompson's per 36, if I may. 16, 8, and 4 with 3 steals on 56% shooting.
Sar's been he's been nice. Ooh. But all of them have. It makes it a conversation.
Yes. No disrespect to Duren, by the way.
Listen,
Sam is on one today.
You know what? And Burns said, "Who is it? if it's not Duren. So make sure that your answers include that. One JBSmooovv. What up, though, brother?
This is a brick. Like, it bounces off the back iron, then the top of the backboard, and it's just out of bounds as a turnover. So, anyway.
Damn, is that bad?
I agree with Flannel right here. It's Beasley, Asar, and then Duren is your fourth option. So, no, it's a brick for me.
Hey, we go over to Travis. What up, though?
I'm going brick, and I'm going to give the same reason. I thought Asar and Malik Beasley are both better as well.
Hey, what up, though, Kavasia?
What's the question?
Who is Jalen Duren the second best Piston on the team?
Yeah, sure, switch.
Hey, let's ride.
Okay.
What up, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I'm filling up just like you are, right? But
you added another sticky note.
Yeah, man, yeah. But I'm defending my guy, man. I'm sorry. Jalen Duren, as of right now, is the second best player on this team, and you just got to look at what he's doing, not only from a defensive standpoint, but the offense has really been on an uptick this last month, and if he can continue playing at this pace and doing what he's doing, including putting the ball on the floor, which is a slept-on part of his game that I think people are not really paying attention to right now, he can be a prolific center in this league. I'm talking top 5 if he continues to do what he's doing right now.
Hey, and you know what? The big CP, and this is the reason why I was like, you know what? Let's put this question on there. This conversation shows actually how good the team is. That's what it's really highlighting, because it's not any slight on Duren if you don't believe that he's a number 2. It's just showing you just how much better the talent on this team has gotten. Both the talent that was already here, taking the necessary steps forward. Shout out to the Godfather Stick walking in the building, as well as the vets that have come here and they haven't rested on their laurels. It could have been easy for Tobias to just be like, you know, I could just sleepwalk through the season, but he didn't do that. Before we even knew what this Pistons team was going to be, everybody bought in, and that to me is the ultimate highlight. With Jalen Duren, I do believe his impact has been high, and I know I usually don't give a switch or brick on these things. I try and make sure I gas up whatever the statement is going to be, but you guys are exactly right when you talk about the impact of Malik Beasley, especially since Asar Thompson has been on this team. It has looked like a different team. But the chat, they've been kind of all over the place. Detroit Fan Report, he says, Sam, I agree. But then Greg, 2025, says, Sam, no.
All right.
So, Me Wiz says a brick for sure. ADIS411 says airball. Chris Boyd says Cade. Duren as the number 2. Malik, and then Asar. But Rod Beard, what say ye? And do you have a ranking?
I mean, I agree with everybody else but KG, and this is what this has turned into.
Damn, right? Damn, right?
Not only did we argue that he's not the second, we kind of agreed he's not even the third. Like, what was your blood alcohol content when you wrote this question?
Well, for one, Kool-Aid wrote the question, so you got to ask him how drunk he was. And second,
it's worth the conversation.
It's a conversation.
He's had a great impact over the Detroit Pistons winning streak.
He is not the
winning.
second best player. He is.
Who are you putting over him right now? Malik Beasley, are you really putting Asar over him right now?
I personally would. I don't
think
personally go
Asar
with
is
Malik
there
Beasley.
yet.
And I do believe it's a great conversation between Asar and Jalen Duren.
Yeah, to me,
I will say he's third. I think Malik Beasley is very clearly ahead of him right now for what they need. They need a scorer. He is that scorer, and it's not 15 a game. It's he's putting up 20-point game.
True, but
what Duren is bringing.
Duren is doing it from all over the floor, right? I mean, like I said, the steals, the stocks, I mean, the points. He's doing it all. Rebounds, like he's doing everything that
pick
you need
and roll
him to
game, lob, fast breaks.
He's putting the ball on the floor.
He has 10 blocks in his last 2 games. Not denying it. Malik Beasley is a higher contributor right now, and more important to what he's doing right now. That's what the question is.
All right. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, right?
Hey,
but I'm never mad at you, KC.
No, I know that, man. But we got to get back on the same page. These last couple weeks, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to shave my hair or something.
You got me out here agreeing with Flannel Sam, so
yeah, it's crazy. how quick the world turns, right? But this next one, I feel like this is a question from me, and I feel like, we'll get some interesting answers to this. Yes, this is my question. I will designate this as my question.
The 7-footer or that floor spacer can also get you something in the paint defensively. That will unlock this Detroit Pistons team and its floor spacing as well as its balance all across the floor. But Flannel Sam, what say you?
Man, KG, you really did
That's
it this
a question.
time.
Yeah, I know I did.
Given your analysis, more spacing for Cade while also being able to defend the paint a little bit, I am going to go Swish as long as the development from some of the other Pistons players who we're talking about and lauding is fairly linear, given what they've already done this year.
Yeah, and real quick, I think the stream buffered as I was asking the question, so I'll say it again.
Just try it again.
The Pistons only need to add a stretch 4 or 7-foot player to become a legitimate championship contender. Swisher Brick.
And it's on JBSmooovv.
We're talking about for this year, right?
No, I'm talking about, this is more of a, going into next season question. Obviously, they can't add nobody. Right
now. Okay, yeah. It's tough, but yeah, I guess I'll go Swish with this. Yeah, you just need that extra added rim protection, so give me a Swish on this one.
All right. Hey, Travis, what up, though, brother?
I'm going to go with Brick because I think they need another wing.
Hey, I think the batteries went out on the mic. Here, use the couch mic. Technical difficulties.
I'm going to go with Brick. I think they need another ball handler on the wing, someone that could take some more pressure off Cade.
Another one. Okay.
Even when Ivy comes back, I don't think you can have enough ball handlers. I don't think they have enough right now.
Hey,
that's an interesting point.
And for Kvassier, because you're talking about a stretch big or another 7-footer to pair with a Duran. So you're saying that if they do that, that unlocks this team's championship ability.
Yeah.
And who plays the 4 currently?
Tobias Harris.
All right, so I gotta ask
rid of
Chase.
Tobias. Oh, this is a
No, you're not getting rid of Tobias.
Yeah, I'm down
Tobias,
with this.
I like Uncle T.
Yeah,
I like Uncle T, but I understand. You know what? There are different flavors out there, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so I gotta ask you, if the Pistons, if they add that stretch 4 or a 7-footer, does that unlock their championship capability, their championship ceiling?
Yeah. I mean, I think Tobias is fine on the team, just coming off the bench or in a much smaller role. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Look how well they played in Utah the other night. You see how many minutes Tobias had?
That's not fair, man. That's not fair. But
yeah, see, he can play the role. Just get Gatorade for everybody.
Exactly. A diminished role, a lower role, and the team elevates.
No, Rod, those two, man, they've been consistent with their takes, JB and Chase,
which is crazy. Which is crazy.
And for the record, I'll defend Chase on this one. JB is a generational Tobias Harris hater, and I've never seen him be a generational hater of anything. It's weird.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's like legit derangement syndrome. He could score 30 the next day, and JB would be like,
Chase has not. Chase has tipped the cap.
This ain't the best hill to die on, man. And in this scenario, you're not getting rid of Tobias Harris. He still has another year left on this deal. He would just probably go to the bench if you can get that 7-footer or stretch 4 that can start. But for me, this is a swish, and this is why I posed the question, because I feel like this is the missing piece for this team right now. With them adding Dennis Schroeder, I feel like, I do get what Trav is saying in terms of you can never have enough ball handlers, but I just feel for what we have on this team right now, and with Jaden Ivey coming back, I feel like you all have a plethora of ball handlers if they decide to hold on to Dennis Schroeder. The missing piece is getting a legitimate stretch 4, and I love what Tobias has done for us to this point, but if you can go out there and get a prolific one, one that can actually go put up a lot of points, or even like JB said, provide rim protection, extra rim protection. I feel like that unlocks this team to being a legitimate threat in the East in terms of going for a championship.
Hey, you know what? Mint Maid says swish. Mo Wiz says swish. Shad though says brick. Let me see if we got a couple ones here, a couple others. Brick, swish. It's kind of a mix as it relates to that one. But Rod Beard, what say you?
This was a very nicely crafted question because it took the way out to say this or that. They need this or that in order to be contending. I think I could nitpick it, and I'm going to say swish.
Okay.
To start off, I'll answer the question and say swish. But if you nitpick it, you could say they need another scorer, shooter, like a Malik Beasley, but for the starting lineup as the 3, and maybe another bench piece. But in general, I see what you're trying to do, and yeah, I'll say switch.
All right, I'm with that. And we got one more here. Trying to find it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Cade Cunningham was snubbed out of Player of the Month for February. Swisher break.
Hey, you know what? It gives everybody an opportunity to be able to talk about their favorite player, Cade Cunningham. One of the best players in all of the MVP. One of the players that should be in the top 10 MVP conversation and all NBA. And he had he had a really good run in the month of February. He led this Detroit Pistons team to a 9-3 record. And you saw JB Bickerstaff get his credit and his nod. Cade Cunningham did not. And I saw, shout out to Ashton the trainer.
Shout out.
I saw him online. He was like, man, how I feel it, man. Again, Detroit versus everybody. He believes that Cade Cunningham was robbed. So we bring it to the panel. What say ye, Flannel Sam?
Oh, this is a tough one. I am a Cade stan above all. But to say snubbed, I think, is a little bit harsh, although I think that Cade should have won it. I know Cade's rebounds and assists blew Donovan Mitchell's out of the water. Their efficiency was similar, and the Cavs had a better record. And I will say this. We talk about Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren as being great in February, and rightfully so, and I think Cade has a lot to do with it. When you look at the assists, a lot of those are easy looks to Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson. But I think it's also time to credit more of what Cade has around him than what we previously did, and not use that as Cade's carrying and Donovan Mitchell has all-stars. Does Donovan Mitchell have more? Abso-freaking-lutely he does. But Cade's getting himself kind of a squad as well, and I didn't even mention Malik Beasley. Should Cade have won it? Yes. Was he snubbed egregiously? I would argue no.
Hey, and you know what? You said some good things there too, and that's why I'm glad we started up that conversation as well. Of, you know what? It's time to make sure we're talking about Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren in some different lights, as well as the rest of the supporting cast. This isn't just Cade and you know, just the whoever's. This is like Cade and other people who I do believe, like Asar and Jalen, are going to be stepping towards all-star considerations and conversations in the coming years soon as potentially next year. But JBSmooovv, what say ye? Cade Cunningham snubbed. You know, Donovan Mitchell put up about 25, 5 and 5 in the month of February. A little bit better record than the Detroit Pistons. A little bit more help. Cade Cunningham had a great season. And during the month of February, he was actually number 7 in the league in points in the paint. What say you, JBSmooovv?
Yeah, I mean, everything you're saying is factual. I kind of agree with Flannel. I don't like the term snub. Snubs kind of sounds like, oh, he was the clear number 1 overall, while Donovan Mitchell, as you said, you put up his numbers as well. And I think it's just the national TV that doesn't get to really see Cade Cunningham once again. And also, you got to admit that the Boston game where they had to come back, like, I think that kind of just sold everyone on it as well, too. So it's a brick for me.
But Cade did average 25.9 points per game, 10.1 assists, and 5.5 rebounds in the month of February. So he did some work.
Yeah,
he did some work. Hey, what up, though, Travis? I know that you one of our ball knowers as it relates to basketball as well. He helped me. This is the Travis who helped me helped Woodward Sports cook up during NBA All-Star Weekend. What up, though, brother?
I'm going to say he wasn't snubbed, and it hurts to say because Cade was incredible, but like JBSmooovv said, I watched that Cavs-Celtics game, and Donovan Mitchell just looked superhuman in that comeback win. So I'm going to say he wasn't snubbed.
Kavasi, Chase.
I'll say same as well. I don't really care about player of the month, like in these like weekly or monthly awards. They're kind of meaningless to me. So it's all about like end of the year, like all NBA and getting in the postseason. Like that's what actually matters.
Hey, KG.
I agree with everybody else. This is a brick, but a slight one. I do think he was in the conversation, but there's an argument to this conversation. There was no situation where he was the clear cut, should have won it. And I'm kind of in agreement with Chase. I mean, it's player of the month. It is what it is. I'm more concerned about the end of the year awards and what that'll look like. But just for this scenario, I'll say Britt.
And I think I can speak for everybody in the room as well when I say that if Cade would have won it, I would have been ecstatic. I think he was even slightly more deserving than Donovan Mitchell. This is where the term snubbed, when you look at the semantics of it, that's where I'm like, I can't necessarily say snubbed because Donovan Mitchell does have him in team record, and the numbers are, the efficiency is similar, the scoring is similar, rebounds and assists not so much, but it's about snubbed, not that Cade didn't deserve it.
Hey, and that is a great distinction, man. Yeah. A really, really great distinction. And you know what? Where we at? Rod Beard?
Yes.
What say ye, brother?
Yep. No, and I agree. And this is how Cade gets on the national radar, by winning awards like these for Player of the Month. And I don't think the media votes for Player of the Month. But when you start seeing Cade pop up on some of these other things and other people recognize it, then people start saying it's fresh in their minds. Hey, Cade did win Player of the Month in February. So yeah,
he did.
Look at what you. If that had happened, then that's what they would start doing. But Donovan Mitchell, it's sort of this is what always happens. You take one of the top players on the top team, or his stats. Oh yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Cade also ran in the race, so that's kind of how.
Yeah, and you know what? That is a good point there. The postseason awards and all of these monthly and weekly awards, they do play into your overall narratives. And no matter what anybody wants to say about the NBA, when you are viewed as that type of player, we've noticed that for whatever reason, refereeing plays more in your favor. And so it's like, you know what? If you are one of the poster childs for the NBA, that bodes better for us as Detroit Pistons fans, media, content creators, and the like. That's a pretty interesting point by you. And it's like, that's where you do want to see your guys kind of getting that due, especially as fans. Like, I know at least for the younger ones, that stuff mattered. It mattered to me. When Grant Hill won, when he led in All-Star voting as a rookie, for whatever reason, that stuff mattered to me. It mattered to a lot of fans. And I know Cade talked about what it meant to him as well. And obviously that one means a little bit more because it's your fans. And then he gets the nod to the All-Star game because of his peers and such. So
real quick, has Cade won any Player of the Month this year?
I thought he won Player of the Month one time this year. I believe it was in the month of January, but I'm gonna double check that. But I do believe he won Player of the Year one time this season.
Player of the Month. Got it.
Yeah. But Rod Beard, any final words from you on these Detroit Pistons? 20 games left.
Hey, sweep this West Coast trip. Sweep
it.
And then we can talk about what's going to happen after that. Sweep it and we can talk 51. Don't sweep it, we can talk about 42.
Yeah, I was about to say, Rod.
Okay.
51 ain't looking too bad, Rod. I'm just saying. 51 ain't looking too bad.
That 42 is looking terrible, though.
It is, but this is why we right our wrongs, okay? I came and repented for my sins, and now we're on to a better path, a new day.
Have you thought about what you're going to do if they don't hit that?
Rod, not letting it go.
I'm with you on the 4 seed. I'm not even going to write that on a separate post-it right now.
All right, good.
So we good on the 4 seed. I'm with you right there.
All right, bet.
Hey, have you decided what you're going to do if they don't hit that 51?
If they don't hit it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Ryan's
supposed to help come up with something, but I'll do something if they don't hit the 51.
It has to be something in Vegas. Whatever it is, it has to be something in Vegas.
Noted. We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Hey, you know what? Rod Beard, as always, man, bringing the fire at both segments. Detroit news on Detroit sports, and then the Woodward Pistons segment every single Wednesday. And Rod, you're a legend, man. You're a GOAT. The sticky notes, he already said it. By the end of this thing, he's going to have an entire wallpaper of just sticky notes from KG, bro.
Hey, and that's fine. We all trying to get to the same place, so it's all good with me.
Hey, he's not really – this other one, the 3-leg parlay – Coach of the Year, Most Improved Player, and 6-man, that might actually happen.
Yeah,
I'm turning to that side a little bit more now. I think that could happen. So he's not far off. Some of these are kind of wacky, But I mean, the 51 is wild behavior. I don't know where that's coming from, but
I look at it as, I got a good report card with, maybe a bad grade on there, and then you just stuck it on the refrigerator.
You're talking about what, 16-4 the rest of the way?
And they've only lost once since we've had this conversation about 51 wins.
So man, 16-4.
Yeah.
Let's go Detroit Pistons. Let's go Detroit Pistons.
I'm just saying.
We'll talk next week. We'll see where
Right, we gonna get back on the same page, damn it. I don't like these last 2 weeks. We gonna get it back, man.
No, we're not. If Jalen Duren is their second best player, we're not getting back on the same page.
Hey, I'll tell you, you better be watching, man. I'm telling you. As of right now, he's number 2. And that's the conversation. When Jaden Ivey comes back, we can reapproach it.
Oh, man. You know what, Rod? That's always a spy.
Jade wears number 2, but that's about as close as you're getting to.
Rod, the legend, man. Sports editor-in-chief, Detroit News. Thank you for the time every single week. I know the chat family, they love it as well. You see him, man. You see him, right? They're even bringing it over to Twitter now, too. So shout out to you, Rod. It's great conversation, great engagement, and great talking about the Pistons every single week. We appreciate you, brother.
All right. Have a good show.
Yes, sir.
And,
Thanks, Rod.
and just before we get to break, Rod's not crazy in talking about sweeping the West Coast. And
not at all.
The Clippers, no Norman Powell tonight, no Kawhi Leonard. The Warriors are going to be tough because Golden State is on fire right now, and quietly so is Portland. Portland's been winning a lot of games lately. They might be formidable in the next couple of years because Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson are starting to figure it out. Still, it could be a sweep of this West Coast trip is very possible.
Yeah, my apologies. He was nominated for Player of the Month this season, but he didn't win. Cade Cunningham, he didn't officially win one this season.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so to date, his big jump is All-Star game, and it did help his profile go up a little bit. It did put the Pistons on the map with other fans, and obviously, what's the cure-all for all of this? Winning.
Yeah,
that's the cure-all.
Of course, it was Skydog who brought it up in the chat. That man will just not get off Cade's back.
Yeah, I remember getting a press release about it, and now I just realized when I just kind of looked back over it, it was a nomination. So I do believe that Cade Cunningham is one of those types of players that's going to win a lot of these. But you're right. When you start to parse these things, you look at the ability of a Donovan Mitchell to lead this number one team really for a lot of part of the season. So,
man,
Cade,
just to see Skydog melt, I would have wanted Cade to win Player of the Month. Oh, that would have been so nice.
I wonder how Skydog felt with the All-Star appearance.
Well, I was kind of chatting with him up in the chat, kind of multitasking, and was okay with it, but uses the first few years against him still. The fact that he wasn't an All-Star as a rookie really sticks in Skydog's craw, and I think that's insane.
How many people are All-Stars as rookies? It's not easy to do, bro.
It's not easy to do.
What are we talking about?
And it's just there was a lot working against him. We all know that if Cade went to an organization in a better place, Cade would have actually made a great opportunity to go there because I do. You guys understand how much more I value the opinions of guys like KD, even over my own. Yeah. Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant is telling you guys first year, oh yeah, this guy is the deal, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna believe that. Like, it's no point in even arguing with people who want to think different. People can believe what they want to believe.
Exactly.
But the people who are there, the people who are playing, his teammates, the people who are playing against him, the coaches for years who have played against him. Do you guys realize one of my first questions to JB Bickerstaff in the media scrum was about, you saw this young talent from afar, you played against him with some good young talent of your own.
Yeah.
Did you ever peer across like, man, dog, I wish I could get my hands on that talent? And I asked him a follow-up, when you got here, when you knew you were accepting this job and it was in consideration, did you already know some things you were going to do for these young players? And the smirk he gave and we had some things already in mind was crazy. And then his thought process on even these players from across the way down in Cleveland, he was like, nah, those young boys, these are some good young players. That's when you start to understand.
And this is why you can't poo-poo when somebody like Kevin Durant, one of the best players in this game, one of the best of all time, comes out and says Cade Cunningham is good. He's really good. This is why I brought up the fact that Saquon Barkley mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs, because when the best of the best are saying that, you know, this player right here, or when they are acknowledging that this player is next up or they are on the same level as me, that's when you know the conversation should change, bro. So you should never poo-poo that when players like that go on record and point stuff like that out. Because who would know better than the people that are playing this game?
Yeah. Definitely. And I see people in the chat like, I don't care about just KD's opinions. There's a lot of players who are saying this about Cade and have been since his rookie season. I get what the comment was. I think from Weezy, he says it was easy to identify Cade was an elite hooper early. Well, that wasn't the conversations that we were having then. That's the problem. We sat here and we heard a whole lot of negative towards Cade for really the first 3 years of his career.
Crazy.
Just period. A lot of people said he's not the guy. A lot of fans who are wondering, like, do you have to go out there and find that guy? And Cade Cunningham has just continued, if you are clued in, he's just continued to look like an elite hooper who just needed a little bit more around him. We all thought at one point a lot more around him. He's proving he's so good that you put just some rookies and a few vets around him, some young players on rookie contracts and some vets, and boom. They didn't even go out there and get what we would traditionally believe to be star 2 and star 3.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's people, look at where the noise was coming from. It was coming from here in Michigan, in-house. It wasn't coming from around the league. Everybody around the league could see it. Like, it's not hard to see if you actually pay attention. But it's crazy, man. But I'm just so glad that Cade is finally getting that off of his back and people are finally starting to wake up and smell the motherfucking coffee that Cade Cunningham is a future superstar in this league. And he's growing before our eyes.
I almost want to cry tears of joy because of that. Not gonna lie, because the Cade narratives, like, I don't think I've fought for lots of things, as you know, but I caped for him in ways that I've probably never caped for anyone, because it was so easy to realize and to recognize. People acted like last season Cade was averaging like an inefficient 14, 5, and 5. He was giving you similar efficiency to this year, giving you 23 points and 7 assists per game. Just saying. Like,
to the point that the narrative was, can he become now the 25, 5, and 5 player? Yeah. After he had already kind of shown us he's a 25 and 5 player. The next step up, especially when you were looking at tiers of NBA players, the All-Stars, they get you to 25, 5, and 5. The greats get you what him and Nikola Jokic and LeBron James and those guys are doing. And that's that 25, 26 a game, along with 9 assists, 9+ assists, and 6+ rebounds. This is what Cade Cunningham's doing. This is what only a handful of players in the entire NBA are doing, period. Like, you talk about a guy who's definitely well proven himself, and that's why I do appreciate your perspective. I hope he gets most improved player, but I appreciate your perspective as it relates to the implications on the media that realistically before now acted like Cade Cunningham didn't exist.
Hey.
So,
Right.
You know
67.
what? Lady, should we double up anything, JBSmooovv?
Yeah. Do we do Lady James?
I'm about to do Lady James, and I can do Dr. Pierce.
Yeah.
Hey, let's rock. At Lady James, we take the try of getting a haircut. Our talented stylists will deliver an industry-leading haircut, a relaxing scalp massage. My favorite, that hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week, walking anytime. Lady James haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
Towel placement varies.
Hey, and attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering you top-notch injury advice. You guys got to trust the guy that DMAC trusts, because Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more info, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true. Car, home, same day. Man, that would be a heck of a double up. It's the Les Stanford Sign and Drive sale. Get a 2024 Envision for only $239 per month, or try out the 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation for only $249 per month. Don't forget about the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for only $789 per month. $0 security deposit, $0 due at signing, $0 first payment, $0 acquisition fee. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory at the Sign and Drive sale. Les Stanford, Buick, and GMC, lesstanford.com.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward and JBSmooovv. I know you're going to get that What's Trending started soon, but make sure we also get whoever the merch winner is going to be. And if we do get to that second giveaway, make sure you get them lined up as well. How close are we to that?
We're a little further away from that the second merch giveaway, or the card giveaway of Brandon Marshall, but we at least got the merch giveaway going on right now, so
Definitely.
We got that. But hey, there's still
close,
time.
Yeah, and we're close to the light goal as well.
Oh yeah,
let's reach that
absolutely.
light goal before the end of the show. We appreciate you, chat family. I think it's time to get things sparking. Word to Josh, JBSmooovv.
Let's do it.
And now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
The greatest of all time, JBSmooovv.
Let's rock.
Yo, what's going on, chat family? Man, I got some videos for you today. But first off, I just gotta tell you guys that relax. My dog doesn't bite, bro.
What?
Chill. My dog doesn't bite, bro.
Why even
Relax.
come over, man? That's hilarious. The dog does look friendly, so
Yeah.
this is hilarious.
Just relax. He doesn't bite, man. Just cool. You can come down, bro.
If you're that scared, just don't even come over, man. Like,
oh man,
I ain't gonna lie, when I was younger, I was so skittish of dogs, man. And my friend had one, and I just didn't like the way it was looking at me. And I
didn't
just
like
got
the way
up
it was
off the
looking at
couch. I was like 8, and I just booked it all the way home, bro.
Yeah.
That dog was chasing me the whole way.
Oh, God, that's terrifying.
I was
Man.
I got to the garage, man. I was like, dog, I hope they left the door open.
Yeah.
It was open. I got in there and closed it. And my friend was like, nah, bro, he's just trying to play with you. Like, he's not even like trying to do anything vicious to you or anything. As I got older, like, we had dogs. Like, my sister had dogs and such. And
I was the same
you get
way.
used to it. But when I was younger,
yeah,
I was like, man, that dog looking at me kind of funny.
Did he chase you?
Like when you run it naturally, like in like your prey, I gotta go chase you. So like with dog, like any predator, like a dog, like a cat, even if it's like feeling playful, a dog, you know, like a bear.
Yeah.
Any predator, if you run, it instinctually is going to chase you because it sees like, oh, you're food, I gotta go get you.
Right. Crap, bro. Hey, and bears, you cannot beat a bear, people.
No, you can't.
You cannot.
Cannot run it. 26 miles per hour, I think they run it.
It's
crazy.
That's crazy.
That is wild. I'm not even gonna fight you or debate you guys on that. All I know is that this next one, this might be Grandma's first and last trip to Hibachi. Just know that.
Oh, probably is. She not used to that. She like, what the hell?
The fire was just a little too much for Grandma.
Hold on.
Like, I wonder what flashbacks are going on right now.
Yeah.
Goodness.
It's definitely her first time at a Japanese restaurant.
I mean, I don't know why the white lady would be having flashbacks. You used to hear about the firebombing they did in Japan.
Oh!
That's just a World War II fact.
Chase
Like,
from the top rope.
Chase, you're right. You're right. That was just
Yeah, no, they
You're
still
right.
fuck up to this day. Generations of people were destroyed.
and the white lady's getting all, oh.
Right. I mean, Japan started it. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I know playoffs are right around the corner for the Pistons, so we can expect to see the fire and all that stuff.
We finished it, though. We next level finished that shit. We can laugh about it now, but that shit is horrible. What happened to those people?
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit. We can laugh about it now.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
That shit was like Pistons Jazz.
KG, I got a question for you. What's Shawn Michaels' finishing move by chance? You know?
Oh, of course, Sweet Chin Music, baby. Tuning up the band.
The Sweet Chin Music. Well, time for some Sweet Chin Music.
Oh no!
Oh
no!
That's not what I thought was going to happen. God damn!
I'm counting that. He landed it. He landed the trick. He landed the trick.
All right, so imagine this is your child. What are you doing to that skateboarder? Are you having a conversation? Is it straight to fists?
I swear to God, if you came, if I was that skater, I can't skate like that at all. But if you came up to me, I'd be like, "Get your kid out the fucking way."
No, hell no. Chase, you asking for an ass whooping?
No,
no, bro.
He's in the way. The kid's asking for it.
Bro, she on a little scooter, man. She trying to learn how to ride
Bro,
a scooter.
I guarantee you, before you go on a run, you check to make sure. You gotta check, make sure the path's clear before you start your run. And if it's clear and someone runs out in front of you, that's on them. You need to look where you're at in the skate park. Eyes everywhere.
All I'm saying is, if I'm that parent,
watch your kid. First of all, get your kid off a scooter.
That don't mean he wasn't watching his kid though. Like he could have been watching his kid, and this motherfucker came.
Pay attention where you're going.
The child.
Pay attention where you're going. Great lesson for the kid.
Yeah,
keep your eyes peeled.
To the face, pow.
If that Kool-Aid,
where it gets crazier is if it's his kid.
Kool-Aid, if that's baby Kool-Aid, and that happens.
The kid's got a helmet
All right,
on.
how are you addressing said skater?
I think about that type of stuff all the time, but if it's truly a mistake, man, I can't get riled up. Even if the blood pressure is rising, if it's truly a mistake and it's in an environment like that, I have to.
True, but
Jeremiah,
I'm gonna be riled up though.
Do you think
he
honestly
got smacked right in the face by some? We were just shooting basketballs, and a rebound came off wrong. He was going here for his, and another rebound hit him. And the guy was like, "Yo, my bad, I didn't mean to." Blah blah blah. And it's just like, it's things that we know we all went through when we're in these spaces. Now, if my man is just like belligerent, like he doesn't show any care or anything, and he's just like whatever, that's something different.
Because I get Chase's saying about the kid, but my man's could have easily not have tried to attempt a trick when you see a little girl on a scooter at the end of the ramp. Or that's all I'm saying.
No, like I said, you check to make sure your path's clear before you start your run.
Was he pass clear? She's
right there. He's not even looking, bro. He just landed that trick, and then he's like trying to maintain his balance, and he just has his leg up. He didn't actually try to like hit the kid or anything like that. The kid's not paying attention, got in the way, and it's like, all right, keep your eyes peeled.
She was there already. Got in the way. She was already there.
Look at the direction. That kid is just going straight at the fucking fence. Like they're
Listen,
like they came.
It might have been an accident, but just
it was 100% an accident.
That's a little girl. Like, yeah, clearly it was an accident, but there's going to be an aggressive talking to at the very least.
No, that's bullshit.
And if he takes Chase's approach, then it might be fisticuffs.
Bro, hey, just let you know, you can come up aggressive to the skater. Like they have a board in their hand.
And that's fine. I don't give a fuck about that board. My daughter get kicked in the face. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm just saying, bro. That's a little girl too.
My main thing would be in an accident is just, are you sorry?
Yeah.
Are you showing any type of remorse? That's my only thing.
Yeah, you see him turn right around.
Saying move your kid out the way.
You see him turn right over and like look. It's not like he's like throwing up the middle finger at the kid or anything.
But if they turn around and tell you should get your kid out the way, then it's just like, what are we doing?
No one. First of all, if something happens like that, you're mostly concerned
especially
about
in a public skate park.
Yeah.
I can be where I want to be in a public skate. My daughter can be right there.
Exactly.
You can go and take your
exactly.
So that's where I'm saying,
she's younger. She's way younger than you, so you would have
so I
to
want
be
to see him
the
at least
more
just be like, yo,
aware
my bad.
person
And
in
he
the
looked like he was sorry
Saying
about
that the kid needs to be aware at 4 years old is a little crazy. It's just a little bit.
Acting like someone needs an aggressive talking to because they accidentally ran into your kid is ridiculous.
Okay. I hope that's not your daughter.
But for me, it starts at what happens after it. Like I said, the person is just like, eat dust, little kid. Then it's just like, all right,
move your fucking kid out the way.
Say that, like.
Yeah, like if they're like, that will be a completely different conversation.
If they say that, then yeah. But I'm just saying the kid kind of no-sold that kick, so you gotta step that up, man.
She no-sold it. She did a fucking flip damn near. He kicked the shit out that kid.
But anyway,
oh my God.
Finally, I will end what's trending with this. I want your guys' opinion on it because I don't know if she's wifey material, but you let me know.
Oh, what the?
What?
Oh, it's still alive.
Is she wifey material, y'all?
What is that?
Well,
It's a fish.
First of all, we can't judge her because it appears like she was prepping the fish the right way.
Still alive.
But yeah, how about we give props to that gangsta ass fish, bro? Like he is literally like, that's a gang. That fish is like next level.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't even know how the fish still alive.
Yeah,
Like,
the
to be
fish
honest
is
with
out
you.
of water.
I
He's
got
been
so
sliced
many
into.
questions, dog. Like she cut along his back. Apparently, she cooked it to some degree. Maybe.
Yeah, she was seasoning it. You can see the seasoning on the fish. That's
is
not
it still
on her, bro.
moving like this.
That's not on her.
Like she looks legitimately surprised, as if like wasn't that squirming when you were cutting the back of it?
Apparently not. You got about 4 good slices in that.
She got a couple slices.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
She sliced down the
filleted,
middle too.
You said what?
It's filleted. You can see it's like all of the intestines. And stuff.
Yeah.
It's a dead fish, but it's like
probably
I wonder
just
if it's
the
like
nerves.
well, maybe like I don't know. If you ever like put something in oil and it like shakes a little bit, or like you see like the oil just kind of moving around. I don't know. I don't cook.
crazy.
I air fry everything. So
I wonder.
Fry everything.
I wonder. It's just got to be the muscle reaction.
But you had to think like, all right, this fish has been out of water for a decent amount of time if it's being cooked, and then you sliced into it about 4 times. So that's the last thing you were expecting is for it to just come back to life like that.
Man, I remember my grandma though. She's from the South. My grandma Wyman, the one from Inktown. Now she's she does all this stuff, bro.
Yeah.
She'll take the fish out the water with her bare hand.
Oh, wow.
And go from fish to fried, like scaling it, gutting it, all of that. And we're just
Yeah.
like, Grandma, why are you doing this in front of us? She's like, y'all gotta know. And now it don't even gross me out to this day, man. So shout out to Grandma.
Yeah, big shout out.
Shout out to Grandma. But that's it for what's trending, you guys. Let's hop into some mailbag while we got some time.
Hey, you know, if we see 1 or 2 in there, we'll definitely read them off because I know we got a lot to do after this show today. Hey, shout out to Feldman.
Oh, hey.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has a dripper to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Number 1.
Man, we are definitely in a boot 'em kids type of generation. I'm just looking at
Move your
the
fucking
chat,
kid
too.
out the way.
No soul that kick.
you guys are acting like the dude was being malicious about it, or like trying to like headhunt for that little girl, or like afterwards he was just like,
No,
yeah, fuck you.
You're not wrong. I'm just
you
saying you
acted
can't
like-
control the
But Chase,
parents'
you didn't see him line
reaction.
it
Though.
up. I saw him look right at her, and then he just turned around and said, "Hey,
Right. No, Chase, you're not wrong, but you can't control the parents' reaction in that situation.
You're right, but like
If
you're
I'm
out
a
of line.
parent, I'm gonna be a little upset that
Yeah,
that
that's
happened.
fine. If you
I'm
come
gonna
up,
be a little upset.
if you come up crazy to somebody after an accident like that, you are out of line. Like you can be upset and like care about your kid, but just to like come up blindly, aggressively, like what the fuck did you just do? Why'd you hit my kid like that? Like you're
I'm just
insane.
gonna be
and you're out
like,
of
what
line.
the fuck? I might not be like, why you hit? But I'm be like, hey, bro, like, what's going on, bro? Like, and if he takes the approach you had, then it's fisticuffs. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you get your ass beat in front of your kid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
If that's what it takes,
We got, you know what?
he gonna know not to do that shit no more, though. I know that.
Feldman Mailbag. Jordan from MI. Hey, you guys, like I'm telling you, take advantage of these deals. Take advantage of them. But Feldman, a mailbag. What do you guys? Where is it? Oh, what do you guys think about the Bears getting Jackson's and Thunny?
Oh,
Joe Tooney.
Oh, Joe Tooney.
Yeah, I was about to say funny.
I mean,
That's on me.
they're trying to protect Caleb Williams. You've seen it with the Bears. They've taken some big swings, and some have worked and some have not. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think as highly of Jonah Jackson as some. Obviously, I respect Joe Tooney. So with those moves, I think the Bears O-line will be better. It's just they got other needs as well. But protecting Caleb Williams should be probably their top priority.
Yeah, I think Tooney. Oh no, go ahead.
No,
JD.
no, go ahead, KG.
No, I think Tooney is the better of the two.
Yes.
But you can't sweat them for trying to improve that offensive line. That's something that we have all pointed out over the last couple years. So, I mean, it's a smart move. Ben Johnson going back to the well. He's familiar with Jonah Jackson. He's familiar with some of his schemes. That's a smart move. We'll see how long he stays on the field, though, because he didn't have too good of a time where he went after he left the Lions. And then, yeah, we'll see.
Hey.
We'll see.
And I was just going to add to that, like, I agree with you guys. I see the vision that Ben Johnson's trying to do over there, protect Caleb Williams at all costs. You see what some of these moves that the Bears are making as it is right now, because this past season, Caleb Williams was sacked on average 4 times a game. So this upcoming season, he'll be sacked 3 times a game.
Hey, shout out to Tyler in the chat. He's trying to look out for everybody during our Feldman Mailbag segment.
Y'all in the chat, y'all silly.
He said, take advantage of the deals before the Mexico, Canada, China trade wars get bad.
Hey.
Come on.
Buy American.
JB, do we have some super chats to clean up, by the way?
We do. Shout out to Bird once again. He sent in $5. He said, now hear me out. What if that was dad on the skateboard and mom doesn't know?
That was what I was thinking too. Like that would be the ultimate
That'd be
twist.
even worse. But that's on you at that point.
Because you can't even go. How do you explain it? Yo, somebody at the park did it. No, Daddy.
She got this big ass scrape on her chin. Where did this come from? Like, I don't know.
You know she gonna tell.
Oh yeah,
she gonna tell.
You know she's gonna tell. So you got to butter up. Also, shout out to Randall Smalls. I didn't get to read this one, but he said, "Did you guys see that Dr. J was at the Pistons game and he told the people who sat him he will be back for the finals here?"
I did see that. Vince Carter was also in town. There's been some, Abdul Sharif Rahim was here.
Sharif Abdul Rahim. Whoa.
Yeah, there's been some NBA dignitaries that have been in Detroit over the last couple weeks and months, honestly. And I wonder if some of it has to do as well with their All-Star bid. Because, this would be the month that the All-Star, or February would have been the month that the All-Star game would be. So I do wonder if that has something to do with it, because the Pistons are making a strong bid for the 2028 All-Star game.
I could be wrong, but wasn't Sharif Abdul Rahim, was he a Vancouver Grizzlies legend?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yep, sure was.
Yes.
Bryant Reeves, big country as well. But Shad216, very on brand. 55 and 27 loading. Lions Super Bowl win loading. El Mago returns complete.
Shit, okay. But Kenta Maeda, though,
2 for 3.
I can't lie. Kenta looking better. I will see what it look like in the season, but I'm just saying.
And
pay attention.
Did we see Rando from the very beginning? Next week, Philly will restructure Barkley's contract to free up money. I don't know. We'll see.
I think he was trying to be joke. I think he was, trolling a little bit.
Fair.
Maybe a little bit. But you know what? Just really quickly before we close up, everyone, Pistons are favored by 4.5 points on the road. Score predictions against the Clippers for tonight's game.
Norman Powell and Kawhi are out. And Kawhi, it's just load management, so punish him for it.
Yeah, I'm expecting like one of those 124 to 106 type victories for the Detroit Pistons tonight.
And that's not crazy to expect. That's what's so great about this team. It's turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. The Pistons winning this game. And you can't tell me different. James Harden is not enough to overcome this Pistons team. Are they at home? Are the Pistons at home? Oh, no, they're West Coast. Yeah, but no, I still expect the Pistons to go handle business.
I need to take like a long nap this afternoon and evening so I can stay up for that one.
I know, right? Yeah.
I
want to see this. JBSmooovv.
Give me Pistons 120 to 102.
Kavase to round off.
Are we just doing like a prediction?
Either game win. If you want to put in a score prediction, you can.
I won't do a score, but I'll just take the Pistons to get another victory.
Pistons by 8.
Let's rock.
I don't need that.
You said by 8?
Yeah.
By 8, yeah, because the spread is 4.5 points.
Yeah,
so.
got to account for foul shots.
Let's rock, man. Let's rock. Is that a show?
Yes.
Leave. See that chest pass. Feldman in the background. Hey. You know what? For over 80 years, Detroit Kool-Aid has been giving people them buckets now. Support Feldman Automotive, man.
80 years, though? That's longer than you've been alive.
80 years.
He was giving buckets in his past life.
Since senior was giving them buckets. Because you're a junior, right?
I am a junior.
Yeah.
Look, my dad
senior
went
was
to
giving
Cass
them
Tech.
buckets.
I never knew you was a junior. Okay.
Yeah, man. Look, my dad went to Cass Tech. He was an athlete. He was a city baseball player, too. An award-winning city
Gotta get on
baseball
Facebook.
player.
His Facebook friends know.
Hey, you know what? Chase UPT, boy. Hey, chat family, as always, you guys are the most important part of Wake Up Woodward, and we appreciate all of the support, all the likes. If you haven't got an opportunity to, smash that like button before you leave. We appreciate all of the super chats, and it's really cool to see the rest of the chat family as well talking about the fact that they want to get to Vegas.
Who won the merch?
That's what I was going to say next.
There you go.
Who should we pick for merch? I'm just going to pick this random, but I got to go with my boy Mike Reed. So if you're in the chat, Mike Reed, you are the winner of today's super chat merch.
But he is, I think, waiting on some other merch.
Oh,
so
yes?
let's pick somebody else.
Pick somebody else?
Yeah. We're getting him taken care of today.
I got you. Let's do Rando Smalls.
Hey.
All right. Hey, you know what? I think Rando won one too.
Oh, damn.
Because we're gonna give him his in Vegas. Yeah, that means that the chat family they've been well benefited.
Yeah.
You got
Should I pick another one?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Did John F. and Laura get one?
I don't think so.
All right, John F. Lord. You are the guy for the day. How about that?
Email me Kool-Aid@woodwardsports.com and the other two that you mentioned as well. Still Mike Reed, Randall Smalls. Maybe we'll do something a little bit more for you guys in addition. So definitely email me, John F. Lord, and we will definitely get you taken care of. We're getting all of the different awards and giveaways settled, and it will be to you guys in a timely fashion. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's faster, sooner rather than later. But ultimately, thank you guys for all the support. Shout out to our brother Matthew Boder, that dude Justin. We got Cavassier Chase in the building. Travis was on the show today. What up, Cavassier?
Hey, what up? Hope you guys have a good day. Stay tapped in. Big D, Ermanni and Edwards, heavyweights. Shout out my dad. Shout out the guys at Seymour Ford. Shout out Nick Hedigen in the chat. I don't know if you're in the chat this morning as well, but he's part of the 3.13 Run Club on Facebook. If anyone else in the chat wants to join, give us a quick look up. But yeah, I mean, shout out. He won his age group, and I think it was 6th overall finisher in his race over the weekend. So I just want to say shout out to you, man. Congrats. Way to put in the work, and hope you have a good rest of your day. Shout out to Mr. Lockridge, to everybody at Eaton, and my mom's friend Nell, my mom.
Shout out, man. Shout out. Jonathan Lord is fired up right now, dog, that he won. He's going crazy in the chat, man. I'm so happy for the chat family. This Elite booth, we got KG in the sound booth, Detroit's #1 draft pick. What up, though, brother?
Hey, y'all know what it is, man. Go Pistons, go get that dub, man. Wings, got to get it together, man. But looking forward to a nice weekend of just chilling, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat that joined us, that supported us. Absolutely appreciate it. Shout out to my team. Y'all try not to be kicking people's kids in the face, man. Let's try and avoid that, but let's keep this shit rolling, man.
Oh, my God. If it was a mistake and they were being remorseful, are you willing to not go off on them?
Yeah, if they're being remorseful, sure.
That's the kumbaya.
Don't be talking about you move your kid like, nah, G. Like, not trying to hear that.
Who's sports MVP in the TD booth? JBSmooovv, man.
Yo, what's going on? Shout out to the chat family. I see you, John F. Lord, man. You the man, my guy. Hey, the girl no soul to kick. Like, I don't know what you expect me to do.
Soul. She did a whole flip, bro. She did a scorpion. Like,
but once again, shout out to you guys. Stay tapped in the rest of the day. The rest of the shows are going to have something amazing and exciting going on as well, too. Woodward Ringside is out there right now.
Yes, sir.
And I think me and KJ are probably going to record another episode just because there was a lot going on this week as well, too. So stay tapped in and just keep up to date on that.
Hey, and you know what? Woodward Sports, vet of the squad, vet of the network, man. Vet of Wake Up Woodward in this time slot, man. He's held it down for a long time. Appreciate what you bring to this, especially Red Wings correspondent. No matter where they are right now, it's still going to be a great end of the season in terms of a playoff chase for the Detroit Red Wings.
Very winnable game Thursday. You know who else has a winnable game tonight? Michigan. You got to bounce back. Last home game of the season against Maryland.
Pipe down over there.
Hey, cannot have the same showing that they did against Illinois. This is almost like a gut check and a pride type of game. And go in. How about you go into Breslin with some good vibes instead of some crappy ones? And I might be there tonight. It depends on if I can get a nap in this afternoon because I'm an old man and I get up early. So we'll see.
Shoot the three and rebound, man. That's all you got to fucking do.
Shoot the three and brick.
Hey, to be fair, that's all they've done the last 12 games. So can't say shit.
Rebound and shoot the three, you'll be all right.
How are they 9-3 in the last
turnover
12 games?
It's insane, bro. Insane.
9-0 in games decided by 4 points or less. That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? Michigan, get a dub.
Yes.
Please. Hey, it's your boy Brandon Dan, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network, and lover of all things Detroit in this great state of pure Michigan, as well as you chat family. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for helping us start off great already. It's been Wake Up Woodward. Let's go.
Yeah, and then you had, of course, Randy Orton make his return. And you got to love the best security team in the motherfucking world of WWE. They were literally going to let KO break Sammy's neck, but somehow when Randy's about to punt him, everybody in the fucking world gets in the ring to stop him. Like, it just makes no sense.